with only 41 goals against. He's played a lot of games.
Defenseman number 2, Amir Kalinulu. Forward number 3, QIWI. Defenseman number 5, Alexander Panikorovsky.
Boy, I'm glad we're not pronouncing these names, Adam. We'd have some trouble.
Number 10, Alexander Borozenko.
There's a player from last year, Borozenko.
Number 12, Igor
A bit of a veteran for the Moscow Dynamo. They just called him over. He's only played 3 games. They had some injuries, Moscow did, and they had to send for backups, send a plane over to pick up some extra players, and Borozenko was one of those lucky, fortunate Russian players to come back over to Canada.
Forward number 32, Dmitry Glavin.
A lot of these players are made up from the Moscow Dynamo and the Russian elite teams that are around in the area. So this is basically an all-star team. As Stanislav Chavokin, number 44, comes out. He was also on the team last year with 24 points, and he is a big spark plug.
More in the assist columns than in the goals column, Adam. 18 assists, only 6 markers over 15 games.
He's setting up Bernikov, Ruslan Bernikov, number 68, who really is the guy who's leading. He's got, as you pointed out, 16 goals there to only 8 assists in 13 games. So he hasn't played every game either.
Yeah, missed a couple. I'm still waiting for the 6'8" man to come out here. Here he comes.
Number 68, Ruslan Bernikov.
6'8".
97,
using packing tape for his shin pads. So any way you can get him on, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. He's just lucky to have shin pads that fit him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 96-97 Russian Junior All-Star.
So a lot of big guns in the lineup for the Russian All-Stars this year. This time around, it should be an interesting game as they face the #1 OHA team and ranked #1 by the Central Canadian rankings in Junior A hockey.
John Bartlett milking it for all it's worth there, Adam. And the crowd loving it.
There's their newly acquired Ivan Kovic, a little bit like Ron Hextall.
A little bit? What do you mean a little bit? Man's not afraid to tell everybody to stay out of his crease and stay out of his end of the ice.
Good to see Blair Sherrod back in the lineup after a broken collarbone, a cracked collarbone.
Defenseman number 4, Jamie Weatherston.
87's being injury plagued over the last few games, Adam.
Yes, they have. Chris Bowen, who will likely be in the lineup tonight, had an infected hand. We talked about Blair Sherrod with the cracked collarbone, all kinds of nicks and bruises. Jeff Homer was out for a couple of games.
Yep. They even called up a few players for last Sunday's game just before Christmas. They had to bring up a few of the younger players. And there's an excellent shot, Adam, of the black armband that the 87's are wearing for this game, and they were wearing for last game as well.
Yes, a very tragic story for those of you at home. There's a shot of Jeff Hutchins right there. Unfortunately, his father passed away in the audience, actually, during the game. And surprising to see Jeff Hutchins in the lineup, but as a good show of class, the guys have been wearing the armbands for a couple of games now. And this is the first one that Hutchins is back now. So my condolences, of course, to his family. A very tragic situation. And the 87's class move by wearing the armbands.
Definitely he's going to be dedicating this game to his dad, so I'm expecting some really big things out of Jeff Hutchins tonight, Adam. Or this afternoon, rather.
And there's last year's spark plug of the game, Joel Tarvin, with a pair of goals. He'll be trying to equal that, I guess you could say, as we get the scratches, as Preston Mizzy's not in the lineup.
Interestingly enough, Adam, when we watch the 87's, they look really slick, they look professional, everybody matches. When you look over at the Moscow Dynamo team, the Russians, they got black helmets, white helmets, as you said, some people using packing tape to get on their shin pads, but hey, whatever it takes to play.
Again, they're plucked from various teams, so more than likely they're wearing their home colors from the teams that they represent.
Just looks a little odd.
As Chavokin skates to center ice here, he will Line up with Rustin only for the ceremonial face-off. Now they're hoping to have Alexei Trepalov from the Buffalo Sabres down to drop the puck, but he could not make it. So Brent Lads and the rest of the dignitaries will fill in.
I'm guessing it's due to the inclement weather because this game is shown a few days after the actual playing of the game, but outside now the snow is falling heavily.
Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Bill Andrews, and OHA President, Mr. Brent Ladd.
Rustin Dolny expected to have a huge game today and definitely is counted on to have a huge game here. Wes Jarvis mentioned it in the intro with Bob Pronick, as we did as well, that Scott Stevens and Rustin Dolny will have to send a message to the Russian team early, and hopefully, if you're a Newmarket 87's fan, often.
That's right.
You could hear a pin drop as everybody's waiting for that ceremonial puck drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now please rise for the playing of the Russian national anthem.
Capacity crowd getting to their feet here, Adam. It's okay, it's okay.
Exactly what it is, folks. Canada versus Russia here as the Newmarket 87's get ready to face off with the Russian Moscow Dynamo. I want to say Russian and Moscow all in one sentence there. But it should be an excellent game. Look at the crowd here on hand at the Ray-20 Recreation Complex. Great, always a great job of selling the tickets. Always a great crowd on hand for this game. Not, of course, like it was a couple of years ago when the Russians first came over and the NHL was on strike. This place, I don't want to let the fire marshal know, but we had well over capacity crowd in the Ray-20 Recreation Complex that night. And that was an excellent game as the Newmarket 87's were able to win. So they are 1-1 against the Russian squad. After losing last year and winning the first time, this will be the rubber match, so to speak, as we get the color guard playing off as teams warm up and get a chance to shake off the rink rust a little bit after standing for all the opening ceremony. Should be an excellent game. We get a shot there as well as referee Dawson. He'll be looking after all the action today. And depends how you feel about referees in general, whether you're happy that Dawson is in charge tonight.
Indeed, and whether or not you're a Newmarket fan, because a lot of Newmarket fans like to ride the referees at them, and and do so very well, I may add.
It is an art form.
It is.
That is for sure.
We're down to a science here in the Ray 20 Rec Complex. I was thinking it was cold outside, Adam, as I was going out to pick up a few things from the car just before the game, and I had no idea how cold it was, and I was thinking it was chilly to myself until I saw one of those pipers, the color guard, coming in their kilts, their bare knees to the wind, and snow flying everywhere.
And there isn't much protection underneath those kilts in the freezing cold tundra, that's for sure.
If you had on thermal underwear, I'm sure everybody would know right away.
It'll be interesting to see how the number one line from the Moscow side lines up with the number one line for the Newmarket 87 says, as a custom here with Wes Jarvis, as you get a shot of Wes Jarvis and Jim Wells Jr. as well, and Brian Perrin. We will see that Nags will get the nod in goal. And more than likely, Ivan Kovic will come in halfway through the second period, as Wes likes to give both guys equal time in the net. This is the first year that they do not have to really scratch anybody from the lineup, as they're below the roster limit. So everybody could have dressed if not for injuries or illnesses.
And now this is the starting lineup for your Newmarket 87.
Here comes the starting lineup for the 87s.
29, Paul Lands. Skaters are number 9, Matt Didiano. 14, Kevin Crow. Number 16, Jeff Hutchins. Number 27, Scott Stevens.
We'll take our first break here, and we'll come back with the opening face-off for the Newmarket 87s and the Russian Moscow Dynamo. To the Ray 20 Recreation Complex as you hear the official call on Stanislav Chovokin right off the opening face-off. Basically, Kevin Crow goes nuts, hits a couple of bodies, and then Stanislav Chovokin gets 2 for roughing. And the 87s are on their first power play of the evening. Here's Rustin Dolny. Big shot from the point, lots of bodies in front, but it's saved by the starting goaltender, Yuri Gerasimov. Paul Nags with the puck now. He flips it ahead to Rustolny, can't control it. Bob Whiting sends it right across the ice, and the Russians are in deep. That's Vassett, bumped along the boards by Tarvin, and Rustolny will pick it up and try and quarterback this power play. A minute left to go in the minor penalty to Stanislav Chovokin to start the opening period. Rustolny, center ice, ahead to Bob Whiting. Whiting has Crow in the slot. He gives to Stevens, walking right in. Good job of defense there by the Dynamo club. Here's Matt Didiana across to Tarvin. Tarvin feathering one. Loose puck in front. And Gerasimov does a great job of tying things up. And the 87s go empty-handed.
87s, of course, with the first 2 shots on net, Adam, they're setting up some wonderful screens in front of the Russian goaltender. I'm sure he can't really tell what's coming at him. Big Kevin Crow, he's well over 6 feet, parked himself right on the doorstep in front of the goaltender, along with, I believe, Bob Whiting in there as well. When you get 2 players that size strumming around with some defensemen, you're setting up an excellent screen.
Tarvin steps in. Wins a draw for the Newmarket 87s, and Matt Didiana has it at the blue line. Gets it to Sherrod. Sherrod lets a shot go. It's wide of the net, but Roach is there, but he can't keep it in. Just 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Stanislav Chovokin. Dangerous cross-ice pass by Didiana for Roach. McNamara and Roach trying to get it ahead. But it's knocked back. Here's McNamara now. Cutting over center ice. He has Jodar with him. Streaking in. He's all tied up by Biza Tozov, then bumped into the boards. Roach can't keep it in. And Vajikov is away with it behind Matt Didiana. Didiana all tied up with the puck now. The minor penalty is over to Chovokin, and he'll skate right to the bench. Here comes the Newmarket 87s now. Again, it's McNamara dumping it in. The defense will head to the bench, and Gerasimov will glove this one down and wait for a whistle.
One of the interesting things here, Adam, these teams don't really have a chance to know what they're up against. They're coming into this game practically blind unless the 87s have a chance to travel, say, to Stouffville to see how they play. But even so, watching a game and playing against a team, watching a team and playing against a team, 2 entirely different things. You don't know who's going to do what, and you don't know where it's going to come from.
Pretty much the same for the coaching staff as well. Before the game, Brian Perrin was asking if I knew anything about them. You know, he sees the normal stats in the paper or whatnot, but you don't know who plays with who and who's doing the damage for the Dynamos. Here's a chance now for Radjakov. He's breaking in. He beats Andrew Hamilton, and just sends it over top of the net. And now Hamilton looks like he'll be going to the box after he just
I'd say so.
Fed the Dynamo player right into the boards after dangerous play there by Nags as well as he dove out.
Yeah, Rabidin coming in on a breakaway, he managed to beat Hamilton, and that was a little bit of a scary thing. We're gonna have a look at the replay here, I do believe, Adam. There's Nagsy clearing out his crease.
Yep.
Rabidin tried to go upstairs, and I mean, he really went upstairs. Look at this, he's on a clear-cut breakaway. There's the hack. So he sort of was chomping at his stick. So in all fairness, he wasn't pulling a real dirty play in order to pull down Rabidin. But Rabidin went heavily into the boards, of course.
Taking another look at that, not necessarily that big of a deal. Looked a lot bigger, looked a lot worse in real life than it did in slow motion. But again, Paul Nags has that dangerous poke check, whether it's a big gamble, you get it or you don't. And big break for the Newmarket 87's as the Russians miss their first prime scoring chance. Here's a shot from the point. Nags steers that wide, and Tarvid picks it up and plays it off the glass, and it's out. Lots of time left to go, though, in this penalty to Andrew Hamilton. First power play chance of the night for the Moscow Dynamos.
Good pressure there.
Great forechecking by Scott Stevens. Newmarket 87's have always been dangerous short-handed. Look at this. Here's Stevens with a steal walking in. Can't get it back in. All tied up by number 43, Vazutin. And now the Dynamo club comes right back. Good job to tie up his man, Didiana, and Stevens picks up the loose puck and whacks it to center ice. Does not get out. The Russians will regroup. Here's the big guy, Komarov. He gets his puck ahead. Now Chavokin picks up the loose puck. He'll walk in, play it off the boards, and Scott Stevens is there. It's Jeff Hutchins, and the 87's will make some changes. 55 seconds remaining as Tarvid pinches ahead and steals the puck. Now there's a penalty call, likely on Chavokin with a slash on Tarvid, and that'll send Nags to the bench.
That's 2 penalties Tarvid has drawn himself.
Big hit there in the neutral ice by Chavokin as well on Jeff Homa, and they'll whistle it down automatically. And it's Chavokin who's going to the box. That's his second penalty in less than 5 minutes to play here in the opening period.
You know, we were in commercial last time, Adam. We couldn't really talk about Chavokin there, but he really was complaining. I'm not sure if it was in English or not. He was really complaining to the referee on the first. He was given 2 for hitting from behind. Here we go. Here we're going to see the slash. There you see. Oh, my goodness. We're lucky Tarvid still has a leg, actually. That's why they wear the padding. That was pretty vicious, I'd have to say. Excellent job, of course, of our camera crew here to get that isolated shot.
Excellent job of the replay so far. This will put 4 and 4 aside now for 32 seconds, and the Newmarket 87's will be on a power play for the remainder as Homa steps into the face-off circle. Homa, one of the best drawmen for the 87's, wins the draw, but the loose puck is picked up by Vassett. Vassett, as Tarvid gets his stick awfully high on the shoulder of Vassett, and he's whistled as well. The 87's will pick up another penalty as almost maybe out of frustration. There's a chance in front, another chance, and Nags is down, and we'll finally get a whistle. But Tarvid with a vicious two-hander right up around the head area of Vassett, and he'll be going to the box. Uncharacteristic of Tarvid, not his style of play.
No, not at all.
For sure.
No, he seems to be playing a very heads-up game of hockey lately, especially this year, I should say. You notice when he's got the puck behind his zone, he takes a look, pushes his helmet back, looks around the ice, reads the play before setting out. A lot of times he's playing a controlled hockey game. I guess temper gets the best of you every once in a while.
So that'll make a mess of the penalty clock, and you'll have to pull out your calculator to find out who's going to have what advantage and at what time. But right now it's a 4-on-3 for the Russians for only 6 seconds. As Hamilton will jump out. The abacus gets out, and Hamilton will jump out. Now it's 4-on-4, and it'll be that way for about 20 seconds. As Hamilton has a chance here for a breakaway, but great job by the Russians to get back and tie things up. But Homa's still with it. He loses his stick. Lots of tough physical play here. Andrew Hamilton trying to center it. Homa can't get his stick on it. He runs into Darren Roach. Ooh. Oh, dangerous pass there. Went right through the crease and right through Karasimov's legs.
It hopped.
As Tianov has it now behind the net. He'll work his way out. The crowd starting to get into cheering for Bozorenko there with the duct tape across the back of his jersey as he's a newly acquired Russian player. Weatherston sends Cormac Korzumov right into the boards and right underneath Morton, the linesman. Now back the other way. Bozorenko with a pretty move here, trying to center, and he does. Nags with a diving, sprawling poke check and foils a chance. Here's a shot from the point. Here's the rebound in front again. Bozorenko had a prime chance. Great job by Weatherston to tie him up. The Russians are pressing here. Just 22 seconds remaining in their penalty. And now Blair Sherritt breaks away. Sherritt with lots of speed, looking to put the moves on. He's all tied up by Callie Moulin. And Moulin will come away with a puck. Here's Joe Dart with it. He'll carry it in. He has Doley open in the slot. Can't feed it to him now. And Dart will try to get it back to the point. It's intercepted. Chavokin on a breakaway right out of the box. Here's a big chance. Big save by Paul Nags. Baby! And the crowd loves that. One of the quickest glove hands in the OHA, and he just robbed Stanislav Chavokin there.
He was miles open, Adam. He was waiting behind the defense. I don't know, he was at least a good 12 feet behind. Now, here we go. There you just see the snapshot. Nagsy makes it look easy.
He's been doing that all year, and it's kind of unnerving to watch if you're not used to it. He waits. He outwaits the guy with the puck. Exactly what you're supposed to do, not make the first move, but you got to hand it there to Paul Nags. Just 8 seconds now on this power play opportunity for the Russians. Nice play there. Pretty passing play, number 78. Ravodkin is the recipient from a great pass there by number 97. Ladviech, and that will be on the power play as there was, I believe, two ticks left. So the Russians open up the scoring at 13-13. A bad omen for the Newmarket 87's, possibly, as they score on the power play.
Yes, Ravodin going far side on Nagsy with 2 seconds, as you say, left to go on the clock. So that's going to be a power play goal, of course. But interesting matchup here. Now, this game should be sponsored by Moulinex, because I've never seen such fancy hacking stick work in my life.
It will be interesting to see if the 87's bounce right back or go into a shell for the rest of the period. There's still lots of time left to play. But when it's Canada versus Russia, the opening goal is a biggie. Icing will be waved off here. Bowen out on the ice for the Newmarket 87's, putting some muscle out there as the puck bounces right past Didiana and gets out. Joel Tarvid wheels around and tries to dump it back in. Stanislav Chavokin trying to center it. Hutchins picks it off, and Chavokin's rubbed into the boards by Matt Didiana. Here's Hutchins again. He fans on it. There's the big guy to Stanislav Chavokin. He's hit by Didiana at center ice, but here's a chance for Chavokin. Gets it to his forehand, and Tarvid is able to put his stick down, keep things all tied up. Here's a chance. Nags is down. Number 12, Igor Smetankin, had a great chance. Bowen out there to lay the body around on the Russians now. He'll pick up the loose puck and get it ahead to Tarvid. He'll carry it out of his zone. He fans on the pass to Stevens. He's all tied up, not fighting through the stick check of Chavokin, and Hutchins is hustling, picks up the loose puck. Now McNamara has it. 12 minutes remaining in this opening period. Here's a chance for BJ Pye trying to feed it across for Stevens. That would have been money in the bank. Stevens sent away on a little bit of a break right through the slot. But the Russians are able to foil that. They'll start from behind their own net. Hard to read the numbers on these jerseys from up here in the press box.
Even tougher to pronounce.
And with the long names, they're jammed together on the back of the jerseys. 11:39 remaining, 1-0 in favor of the Russian Moscow Dynamo Club. As you're watching holiday action on Rogers Community 10.
Russians starting to go ahead in the shot clock. Now they're leading 7-3 in the shots on net. And one of those, of course, a goal, but another couple of those incredible saves by Paul Nagsy.
Nags has played big when it counted. It was a pretty much handcuffing pass to Radvikin or Ravodkin that put the Russian squad on the boards, or on the board early.
Hey, you want to talk about some good catches here? The guy just below us, Adam, in the green jacket there, reached out and scooped up the puck in midair and handed it to one of the younger fellas in front of him. Got himself a nice souvenir.
Please drop by the merchandise booth by the main entrance of the arena to purchase the Kobe sportswear.
Right now, both clubs look fairly even. The Newmarket 87 started out with all the chances, but now the Russians have come on pretty strong here. Again, it'll be interesting to see how the Newmarket 87's rebound from the opening goal. As the 87's dump it in, Bob Whiting will give chase. He rubs his man along the boards, and Dart with a chance. It's wide of the net. And the puck will travel almost the distance of the ice as Weatherston picks it up and puts on the brakes. Bob Whiting lays it off the boards, trying to play safe, and Weatherston's there trying to just get it ahead and get it out. Dart playing center now with Preston Mizzy out of the lineup. Normally a defenseman. Sends it across center ice, but it's picked off. And Weatherston throws his man down to the ice, number 32, Glavic. As this has been a rather physical game between the Newmarket 87s. Here's another break again. It's Bozarenko walking in. And Paul Nag stacks the pads and denies Bozarenko. Pretty play. That's the second big save Nags has made on Bozarenko. He'll head to the bench. Callie Moulin with it. He gets rubbed into the boards by McDonald. Here's a chance with Sharon walking in. Oh, baby! It went in. Top corner. There was barely enough room to stick a piece of paper up there. And he jams a 1.5 inch puck right over the shoulder of Gerasimov.
Man, I can hear myself think up here, Adam, but how many times have I said that Blair Sherritt was the acquisition of the year for the 87s? He came, of course, from the Coburg Cougars. Man, has he ever filled the net and given a spark plug type effect to this 87s team when they need it.
That was electrifying. The crowd comes to their feet. And we'll take a look at this one, Anthony, as there's barely any room to slip that puck in.
Sherritt picks the puck up, goes wide on the defenseman. Oh, man, you couldn't get much closer to the top-hand corner if you wanted to.
Right underneath the iron, and it's 1-1. The Newmarket 87s and the Russian Moscow Dynamo squad early in the first period here, 10-15 left to go. Errol McDonald now, pretty move, walking right into the slot. He takes a shot, rebound out in front, whacking away on his Homa. Pushing and shoving going on here, and Blair Sherritt's in there as well. He strips the bucket off an unidentified Callie Moulin. He shoved Homa down as well. A scrappy game as it was last year.
Yep, I'd have to say.
We had some very interesting highlight footage there. We used to put in the old intros to the overtime with the 87s from that, as everybody dropped the mitts in that one, and Jeff Homa was right in the middle of it last year as he is this year.
Well, in all fairness, I guess Dawson lost sight of the puck, but that puck was still bobbling around a little bit. It was loose in the crease, and it was stuffed into the net just after the whistle went. And that's, of course, when Blair Sherritt and the boys took exception to the fact that they're getting muscled around a little bit there because the puck was loose. They weren't chopping at a hand over a puck.
So the big line hits the ice now. Rustin Dolny. He'll step in against number 27, Badyukov, as he gets booted out of the face-off circle now, and Stevens will take his place. Stevens wins the draw. Rustin Dolny can't control the bouncing puck, but he strips it from Oitov, and they dump it in. Stevens now, he's hauled to the ice, no call. He takes exception to that as well. Some pushing and shoving and some hooking, and now Stevens getting away with some stuff here, and then he's wrestled down to the ice, and now there's a cross check. Oh, and Kevin Crow is labeled coming in.
Oh, man.
And Kevin Crow is not a small guy, and Callie Moulin's rubbed down by Rustin Dolny. Watch out for Andrew Hamilton, folks. He is a pretty feisty guy as well. He's lined up with Cassandra Pulo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
So it's Biza Tozov and Scott Stevens who are likely going to go to the box here. And by the looks of it, Biza Tozov is chucked out of the game.
He's visibly upset, obviously. Well, it looks like they're both going to sit for a while, Adam.
Dawson kept pointing to the gate and Biza Tozov, but in all likelihood, it was an errant stick.
Well, that was Scott Stevens. He went to the bench. He picked up someone else's stick, obviously one of the Russian players, and threw it back out onto the ice, saying, "Here, you want your stick? Come and get it."
1-1's our score, and as promised, it's a feisty, gritty hockey game here. We'll take a replay at all this, what do you call it, a mess? Scott Stevens taking some exception there, Anthony.
Yeah, well, definitely. And there you see the Russian player He grabs him by the leg and then tries to pull some aquatic ballet by lifting his leg right up and throwing him to the ice. Scott Stevens here will do the only thing he can from that position, give him a two-hander. To which the Russian player, we couldn't see it from there, took exception and all hell broke loose.
Kids, do not do that at home. Anytime you pick up somebody's leg, you're likely to get a skate right in the mug.
Good point.
Scott Stevens is a shorter guy, so there was a bit of a break there as the leg did not reach all the way up. They do have full cages on, the Moscow Dynamo squad, but you know, don't do that. It's just definitely asking for either a skate blade in the throat or in the face, and let's face it. You all saw what happened to Boris Soming. You don't want any of that stuff happening.
That's right. Kevin Crowe, there's a good shot of Wes Jarvis and, of course, Jim Wells Jr. talking things over. Wonder if they're going to send out some of the bigger boys to try and even things out just a little bit here. Another thing, too, there, Adam, was Kevin Crowe. As soon as Stevens was getting beat up on a little bit with a few cross-checks, you see Crowe come in and start laying out everybody he can get his hands on, and then all heck breaks loose.
Surprising, though, as Crowe came in and he was stood up by the Russian player who was also tied up with, you know, Bizatozov, not a big guy, tied up with Scott Stevens, and just stiff-armed Kevin Crowe on the way in, saw him out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
So this, you know, let's face it, though, these guys have played well, they played 15 games already. This is their 16th, so they're used to the way it is in the OHA. They've played some pretty gritty clubs, and you know, they know they have to play physical hockey. I guess not coming from Russia, obviously, I would have to be obvious that as we respect them for their speed and playmaking, they must respect Canada for their toughness. Coming over here, they got to know they have to play that kind of game.
Sure, and that's probably all they've meant. You know, like you're coming over there, and you know, you're only playing this team once practically through the whole year. Well, obviously through the whole year, you're only playing them once, so you want to win. Both teams want to win, obviously, and you want to show them, hey, we can play as good as your Russian fellows coming over here for the tour can. So they're probably putting up with a lot of cheap shots, and they're used to it. But both sides here are pretty evenly matched when it comes to handing out sticks, checks, and scoring chances as well.
So out of all of this, we'll get a 2-minute minor penalty handed out to the Moscow Dynamo squad. And the 87's will go on their third power play opportunity of the evening. Some happy fans, awfully happy. The Newmarket 87's were able to tie it up at 1. Let's hope that wasn't a Moscow Dynamo hat he was holding up.
I don't think it was. I think it was a Leaf hat, if anything, Adam. Or an 87's hat, more appropriately.
27, Scott Stevens, 2 minutes for tripping. And number 14, Kevin Crowe, 2 minutes for roughing. And number 3, Andrew Hamilton, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Max out there.
Holdings 10 minutes, 17.
So 3 penalties handed out to the Newmarket 87's. Kevin Crowe, Scott Stevens, and Andrew Hamilton. And 4 handed out in total to the Russians, but just on a pair of people as Bizatozov picks up 3 of those. What does that all mean? It means the Newmarket 87's are on their 4th or their 5th power play opportunity here. Their 3rd power play opportunity. I need an abacus up here. 9 minutes left to go. Big hit there by Sherritt, and here's a chance for the Russians. They shoot it wide. McNamara picks up the loose puck and will wheel around behind his own net and try and set things up. This is Blair Sherritt. Cross-ice pass. It was a lead pass for Bob Whiting. Couldn't get there, though. And now McNamara tries to bring it in. He had some help from Sherritt, but the Russians are able to clear it out. They'll head to the bench, so the Newmarket 87's. They'll all regroup and try it again. Here's Rustin Dolny, center ice, carrying it in over the Russian blue. There's a shot. It hits a skate and it's deflected wide of the net. Dart picks it up now. Dart with a drive. It hits a skate as well, and right off Burnikoff's skate and right over the glass, but unfortunately not a souvenir for the fans. Did not bounce high enough, and now the lady picks up the puck. She'll look to give it to some lucky youngster, likely.
That looks to me like she's going to hold on to it, Adam.
What the heck? She's going to keep it.
She said, I paid my ticket. I'm going to hang on to this one, folks. Well, you know what's scaring me, rather, is the number of breakaways that the Russian team has had. Like, they're getting behind the Newmarket defense and taking some long passes. Walking in all alone.
Hutchins and the Newmarket 87's can't win the draw. The Russians do, and they send it down the length of the ice. Nags will pick it up and leave it behind the net for Darren Roach. Roach will come out now and a lead pass ahead to Jeff Hutchins. Hutchins blindly passing it to McDonald. He's onside. Tried to center it for Chris Bowen. He was all tied up. Loose puck still. And the Russians finally chip it up along the ice. That was number 55, Perchikov. Here's Errol McDonald with it now. Just 11 seconds left to go in the power play opportunity. Their third for the Newmarket 87's. As McDonald tried to get it to Hutchins. Bowen went right to the front of the net and tied up the big guy. And here's another lead pass. The Russians are trying to set things up long distance as Stanislav Chavokin picks up the puck. His pass for Bernikov, too far ahead. We'll get an icing. 7:27 left to go. The score is 1-1. And Anthony, we've got pretty much what we expected here. But you'd expect a little more maybe from the Newmarket 87's playing on home ice, a bigger jump here.
Well, I guess it's going to take at least a period to figure out what the heck's going on. Whether or not there's going to be a hitting game, it's going to be a skating game. I guess it takes a little while. I mean, it's the day after Christmas. Obviously, everybody had a good time yesterday, and they're getting back to hockey now. And I figure it was going to take a period just to figure out how to play this Russian team.
Jeff Homer will step into the face-off circle against number 32, Dmitry Glavik. Glavik sort of wins the draw, but McNamara gets it back to the point. He gets it to Dart. His shot is deflected, and now McNamara will pick up the loose change. McNamara to Homa. He can't hang on to it as Glavik comes chasing in right on him. Baston picks it up now. Will wheel around in his own zone and try and set Bozarenko up. Pass too far ahead. Bozarenko couldn't handle it, and it's another icing call.
These Russians always looking for the long pass. As soon as one of their defensemen or forwards even gets the puck in their own zone, one of their forwards is shrieking for center ice as fast as he can. He knows he's going to get a pass on his face to meet it.
And that was a pretty play that, pretty pass to set up Chavokin right out of the penalty box. Bigger save by Paul Nags, but that's definitely the highlight of the period so far. Unless you like Blair Sherritt's...
oh, do I?
Like fitting a square peg into a round hole. He just jammed it in over the top corner of Gerasimov to tie this game up at 1. The Russians win the draw. Trying to get it out, but Bob Whiting's there. He gets a pretty pass to Homo. Has lots of ice time. Centering pass, but Whiting was all tied up. Glavik gets it ahead to Vassin. Vassin now showing great speed. Shot right on. Went right through the glove of Paul Nags, and it's 2-1.
That's got to be scary, Adam. Anytime you take a shot from the outside of the circle and it beats the goaltender. Of course, in Nags' defense, he did get a little piece of it. You could see it deflected as it went into the net, but that's a scary. That was just a shot on net because he knew he had no chance, and he scores on it.
So Andrei Vassin gives the Russian club a 2-1 lead here with 6:48 left to go in the second period. A harmless-looking shot, and it slips through the glove of Paul Nags. And it puts the Moscow Dynamo on top. But for how long? Who knows, as this game's being pretty wide open. Physical and wide open, just the way you want to see it if you're a fan. There's a centering chance by Kevin Crow, and Dolney's all tied up in front of the net. Here's Andrew Hamilton with it. Off the boards and ahead to Dolney. He chips at it, couldn't get a lot of wood on it. Ivan Tovov just dumps it back in for the Russians. There's BJ Pye now. Stripped to the puck from behind the net. Badyukov was there as well. And the big guy, Komarov, is there, number 98, and he's 6'8". Here's Kormakov with it. Shot! Great job by Nags to see that in traffic and squeeze the pads together and hang on.
Fans, please check their souvenir program for the next exciting
10-6 the shots on net, Adam, for the Russian Moscow Dynamo. I want to keep calling them the Russians. I guess that's okay.
I'll go for that.
Yeah, is that okay with you? I wish I could do the same. I wish I could call them all Smith because I got the roster in my hands. And goodness, some of these guys have about 14 letters in their
They're
names.
a fast club as well. They don't hang on to the puck very long, so by the time you get a chance to stand out the name and read it, the puck's already ahead to somebody else.
Yeah.
And you don't get these rosters ahead of time. You don't know who's going to be starting. What I do get is a list of about 98 guys.
Yeah.
And trying to memorize them, I need the mega memory and the speed reading course all in one.
That's right. And the numbers, too. These guys don't go through 1 to 30.
No. There's a shot on net. Rebound, and it's blocked in front. As that was a very harmless looking play again. The Russians forechecking here and stripping the 87s of the puck in their own zone. A little bit of their own medicine. Andrew Hamilton can't clear it. Dart tries to play it off the boards. It wasn't hard enough. Here's another chance. Number 76. Tursilov with it. Still with it now. Another player that was picked up. Shot is deflected in front. From here, it looked like he was going upstairs.
Yeah.
But it stays wide of the net. Bazutin dumped it in. And now the Russians try and set something up again. Errol McDonald shoves his man down to the ice. And here's a chance for the 87s. Pretty passing play. It was just knocked off the stick, and now it's offside. But that puck was going to bounce right onto the tape of Blair Sherritt's stick. And great job by the Russians to swipe at it and just knock the puck a little wide.
Yes, indeed, 87's going to have to start moving that puck around. They're getting a lot of pressure when they're in their own zone trying to clear. The Russians are pressing them deep. They're flying around. They're scurrying with the puck. They're pulling all the 87's tricks on them, as you were saying earlier, as you alluded to. They're sort of giving them a taste of their own medicine. McNamara and Bernikov
shoving around. Shoving each other. We get a shot of some more crazy fans supporting the Newmarket 87s on Boxing Day as they're watching the home club down 2-1. Here's a chance now for Chavokin. He gets it ahead to Smetankin, but the loose puck is picked up by Joel Tarvin. McNamara comes in and shoves Smetankin along the boards, and Tarvin tries to chip it out. Can't get it by Kormakov, the big guy. And the 87s will chase down the loose puck. Here's Tarvin. 87s are not sharp with their passing in this opening period. And the puck has been bouncing all over the place and right off the player's sticks here. And that's not 87's hockey as Kormakov picks up the puck. Center ice for Smetankin. Smetankin with Chavokin and Bernikov. Here's Smetankin putting a move. Center ice. Here's the chance for the big guy, Kormakov. And Nags gets all of that puck. Kormakov stands up McNamara. They shove each other along the boards. Kormakov again shoves Bob Whiting, who's trying to tie it up along the boards, right in front of the Russian bench, and he'll get his wish. Smetankin comes in there as well. 3:56 left to go in this opening period. 2-1 in favor of the Russians.
Smetankin getting a little bit of luck on his side, actually, we could say, in the Newmarket 87 zone there. He was wheeling around with the puck. It came right off his stick, flew to one of his defensemen who was waiting to take the shot in on Nagsy, who handled it easily. But sometimes when you're good, you get a few lucky breaks.
There hasn't been a lot of luck bouncing either club's way here as the goaltenders have come up big, and if you've made a mistake, either club has made you pay for it. And that's pretty much the way we expect the game to go. As Gerasimov plays the puck right to Rustin Doley. He gives it right to Scott Stevens, who was left all alone. The side of the net, now he's shoved from behind into the boards with his shoulder. Scott Stevens gets up okay. And Vozarenko takes a big elbow from Kevin Crow. Dangerous pass, but Rustoli picks it up. Here's Scott Stevens. They're keeping an eye on him. Oh, they almost centered it right into their own net. The Russians, that's the second time they've done that today. Here's Stevens trying to center it. It's knocked down. Kevin Crow had a chance there, but couldn't get a lot of wood on it. Players are all tied up with each other here. Lead pass, great job by Dart to strip the puck. Still with it in his skates is Roach. Great defensive play by the Newmarket 87s, and the fans are appreciative. Roach again tying his man up with one hand. Great play by Darren Roach here, controlling the Russians. Here's a shot from the point. It turns out to be a pass, and the Russians are firing it all over like they're on a power play. Now a delayed penalty call coming up against the Newmarket 87s. They finally touch it. And it's a holding call, and it could go against Darren Roach. And that's who it'll go against, as he was able to tie up the man in front with one hand, and they whistle him down for it. Didn't see Dawson signal that right away. Must have been a late call.
I'm not sure what the heck that was myself, because I was watching number 10. He's got a big piece of gaffer tape across his back.
Bozarenko, yeah.
Bozarenko, yeah, Alex Bozarenko. He took two hacks from two separate Newmarket 87 players in front of his own net. Didn't respond at all. I thought that might have been the penalty, but it was so much later that the penalty was called. Who knows? Russians right now are 1-2. This is their third power play opportunity.
2 minutes for holding.
Badyukov will step in against Jeff Homa, and Homa will win the draw. Pretty much business as usual for Jeff Homa, and Didiana ties it up along the boards. Puck will finally be set free. Russians doing a good job of moving everything around here on the power play. Kalle Mulin, side of the net to Nags, and he's able to hold on. As Kalle Mulin, deceptive little pass, reminiscent really of Trent Walford last year, as they used to like to work that power play down low to the one side of the net.
Yeah. Defensively here, speaking for the 87's, I like to see Aaron McDonald rushing the defenseman who's got the puck. That throws him off. It hurries his shot a little bit, and then he follows through after the guy's taking his shot, and he still throws his body into him and lets him know he's not going to get away with anything. They're not just going to be taking a cakewalk out there on the power play.
Casandopulo is shoved down by Matt Didiana, and Tarvit picks up the loose puck and sends it down the length of the ice. 1:30 left to go in the minor to Darren Roach. It's the third power play opportunity for the Russians, as Blair Sherrod and Errol McDonald are finally reunited here for the Russian game, and they are a force to be reckoned with. Great speed by Aitovov there, who just gets right around Matt Didiana. Here's a chance for Kalle Mulin. All tied up in front by the Newmarket 87's, but they keep it in. It's Biza Tozov. He gets it to Aitovov. Back to Biza Tozov. Lots of time. Little play again to the side of the net, and a great play by Paul Nags. Biza Tozov, center ice. Jeff Hutchins out chasing. 87's make some changes. Here's another chance for the Russians. Walking right in, Casandopulo with a shot, and Paul Nags is there right in front of it. And Casandopulo had a lot of room to shoot at, but somehow Nags gets across and shuts it down.
Casandopulo waiting at the side of the net beside Nagsy. You can hear him smacking his stick on the ice. I could read that play a mile away. You could see that pass was coming across. Nagsy with the presence to slide in front of the shot and block it and keep it out. Short side.
We're going to take a look at the replay here on the last shot. And we see Casandopulo walking in, freezing the defenseman and just trying to get it by. And Nags does a great job of tying things up. 87's win the draw again here. Just 35 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Darren Roach. Players whacking at it as Dart tries to tie it up along the boards. Now Hutchins is in there as well to help. Dart finally comes up with it, tries to kick it out. Dangerous play to do on a shorthanded in your own zone to kick the puck ahead. But the 87's get away with it. Here's a chance now. Radyukov already has one goal in this game. Backhand, and Nags is down. Here's a chance. Wheeling around the Russians. Back to the point. Very patient hockey club. Penalty is over to Darren Roach now. Centering chance. What a play. Great pass there. And left all alone in front is an unidentified Russian at the moment, number 78, Radvikin. And again, that's his second one. His second goal of the game to make it 3-1 with just 39 seconds left to go in this first period. And that happened to silence the crowd here, and it happened almost in slow motion, like it wasn't really happening at all. Kind of caught us off guard up here as that pass was just feathered perfectly. Wasn't a shot, just redirected the pass. You can steer the puck in like that. You're moving the puck around with some authority, and that's exactly what the Russians have done in this opening period. And they lead on the scoreboard for it, 3-1. Rustin Doley with a centering pass, and Scott Stevens couldn't get his stick on it. So Radvadin picks up his second of the game, and it's a beauty.
Good enough to silence the crowd here at the Ray 20 Rec Complex. Their hometown boys down 3-1 with 19 seconds to go in the first. I'm guessing on a whole different looking second period. I'm thinking it's going to be all Newmarket in the second.
They were doubled up on shots so far, 14-7, and you know, Wes Jarvis and the guys are going to give the 87's heck for that.
Hey, was that a power play goal?
It had just expired. Darren Roach had stepped onto the ice, or it would have been their second power play goal, and it would have came from the stick of the same guy who scored the first one. But here's Chavokin with a breakaway pass. Tarvit gets there in time and is able to put the brakes on with just 5 seconds left to go in this first period. And that'll be all she wrote. We get some pushing and shoving with Perchikov and Kevin Crow. But that will end the first period here with the score 3-1. Welcome back to the Ray 20 Recreation Complex as we just get started here on the opening drop of the puck here for the second period, where the Newmarket 87's are down by 2 goals, 3-1 to the Moscow Dynamo Junior Russian Hockey Club.
It's a big game. Well, Hamilton's going out now for two, Adam, I do believe, giving the Russians exactly what they wanted to start the second period, a power play.
And what has to change here, Anthony, in the second period for the 87's to turn this boat around?
Well, I'm no expert, Adam, but I'd say the 87's defense has to get more physical with some man-to-man coverage in their zone. As far as the forwards go on the 87's, they have to dump and chase, and with an aggressive chase, bring the game to the Russians, because right now the Russians are taking everything to Newmarket and dumping it in and carrying it in and making the defense look silly. And as well, we have to watch for the breakout passes behind the defense. These guys love to break away deep, the Russians.
That's right.
And the 87's just need more shots, and they need to muscle the defense in front of the net.
They've got to jam up this neutral ice passing as they give the puck away here to Vasin. Vasin, pretty drop pass, but nobody's there. Blair Sherritt picks it up, is able to keep the puck in his stick now and tries to outskate the Russians. Good job by Blair Sherritt to stay on his feet and keep the puck and the drive alive for the Newmarket 87's. McDonald hammered off the puck by the Russians, and now they'll take control of the puck and try and get it up and get it ahead. Pass too far ahead, actually, here, and we'll get an icing call. Paul Maggs is back in net to start the second period. And Yuri Gerasimov is back between the pipes for the Russian club. He has not seen an awful lot of work here, and you heard Blair Sherritt talk about it in the interview. They've got to get more shots towards the net, or you know, this guy's going to walk right through the game.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think they have to dump and chase too, because they've been carrying the puck Newmarket has and losing it around the blue line with weak little passes that barely make it over. Not making the defense do too much, because I mean, if you're carrying the puck and you're approaching the blue line, well, the guy can stop you, he can hit you, he can pull you down, he can hang on to you, which is what they've been doing.
87's can't win the draw, but Jeff Homa tries to come up with a loose puck anyhow. Russians, Kali Mulin. He'll go cross ice for Biza Tozov, and he'll give it right back to Kali Mulin as they try and play around with it here in their own zone and get something going with just 55 seconds remaining in the penalty to Andrew Hamilton. Drop pass here for Kali Mulin, walking right in. Darren Roach poke checks the puck right off his stick, and the 87's will get rid of the pressure as they head to the bench. Errol McDonald, with all his speed, is back on, picks up the loose puck and elects to dump it back into the corner with 33 seconds remaining in the minor to Andrew Hamilton. Great job by McDonald and Blair Sherritt here. Here comes McDonald with the puck. Plays it back behind the net again, and Kali Mulin tries to get to it before Blair Sherritt does, and he will. Casandopulo had a chance for a breakaway, couldn't keep the puck on his stick. And now the Russians come back the other way. Smetenkin trying to get it ahead, or Badjikov rather was trying to get it ahead. But the 87's turned around and foiled it. Blair Sherritt had a chance to send Joel Tarvin on a breakaway. He's with the puck now. Tarvin circling backhand. Gerasimov looking for it, and Hutchins comes right in there with the stick. Tries to pound it by Yuri Gerasimov, but no dice.
Well, the penalty's obviously expired now to Newmarket, and face-off in the Moscow end. Here to see Errol McDonald, he's flying a bit out there. He took his first shift, taking a little bit easy, got a couple of checks in on him, and then when he came out for his second shift, he was flying a little bit more, putting some pressure on the Moscow defense, and that's what he has to do. You got to hurry these guys up, make them sloppy like they're doing to Newmarket.
Gritty line on the ice for Wes Jarvis and company with Hutchins and Bowen and Bob Whiting. They'll be looking to throw around the body here. Hamilton picks up the puck. Bob Whiting is pressured by the guy with 2 goals in the game for the Russians. And he has been a deadly force here. That's Ravodin. And he picks up the loose puck here. Gets it all tied up in his skates. BJ Pye and Andrew Hamilton chase after him. He's all alone, tries to center it in front. And Paul Maggs won't waste any time smothering that baby up. He's already being caught a couple of times with loose pucks, as the 87's have had trouble clearing their own zone tonight. And it shows again on the scoreboard, 3-1 in favor of the team in blue, the Dynamos.
Just out of there he is. He's just coming into the right of your screen. He's number 5, Alexander Panakarovsky. He took a few hits there from Hutchins, and I'm not sure who the other Newmarket player was. They're starting to throw the body around a little bit more. You got to do that. You got to make these guys afraid to take chances. There's a good shot of him there. He was hunched over, sucking a bit of wind. trying to compose himself after taking a couple of shots, and he ended up on the ice too as well. And hey, that's what you got to do, throw these guys off their game.
This is a dangerous line. They've come up with 2 goals tonight. Revodin is 2 goals richer in this game to go along with his points he's picked up in this Russian tournament. Russians trying to play with the puck in the 87 zone, and they still come away with it. Staying on side was Revodin. 2 players for the 87s are laying the body on the errant Russian men now. But it leaves a chance for the Russians here as they're still keeping the pressure on in this opening few minutes of the second period. Chris Bowen sending his man down to the ice. And now Darren Roach starts away for the Newmarket 87s. His pass too far ahead for Dart. Gerasimov plays it, and he plays it right to the Newmarket 87s. Puck will bounce back out into center ice area here as Joe Dart picks it up, can't keep it on his stick. Dangerous play there. The Russians were almost off and away to the races. Hutchins picks up the loose puck over center ice. Walking in, eludes the check, loses his stick. And Matt DiDiana will pick up the loose puck. He'll drive it in on net. Gerasimov steers that one wide of the net. 87 still applying the pressure. Kevin Crow all over the place, applying all kinds of forechecking power here. Tarvin dumps it back in, but not deep enough. And the Russians will send it down the length of the ice, and we'll get another icing call here.
Well, here you go, Adam. I don't know if we can get a shot of this, but if you can get a shot just below Rogers Community 10 Newmarket, there's a trainer working on number 5, Alexander Panikarovsky. He is lying down on the ice, and the guy is pulling him underneath the arms, trying to crack his back. Here we are. We're just panning to the right underneath that sign. If you can get a shot, zoom right in right there on the red line. Well, I guess you can. They're just panning the benches. But one of the referees picked up a stick, one of the linesmen rather, and tossed it over there and hit both the trainer and Alexander in the head with the stick.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah, he didn't know he's working on it there. Looks like he's giving him CPR or something. See it? Trying to crack his back or something.
Stevens can't win the draw for the big line in the 87s, but Rust only picks up the loose puck. Tried to center it to Stevens. Gerasimov came up with a good play with his stick. Here's Dolny with it. Dolny again trying to center it. Smetankin picks it up, wheels around, and gets the puck ahead to the big guy. He can't hang on to it. They try to get it to Smetankin again on the blue line. Komarov couldn't come up with it. Scott Stevens gets the puck off Chavokin. He stopped along the boards, and now Kevin Crow picks it up. Now Chavokin finally comes away with it, ahead to Smetankin. Smetankin to Komarov. Komarov up ahead down the wing. Great wheels here. Tarvin trying to hook his man and gets the puck off his stick. Got away with one there. Kormakov keeps it in. This is a big line with Kormakov and Bernikov on the blue line for the Moscow Russian team. Here's Rust-Only, center ice, trying to get it to Kevin Crow. He will. Crow puts on the brakes ahead for Scott Stevens. Can't hang on to the pass. He's tied up by Chavokin. Some pushing and shoving again with Chavokin. He's talking to Scott Stevens. Now grabs him from behind, and he's dropped his gloves.
Yeah.
That'll be an extra penalty. An extra penalty.
And Perchikov and Dolny exchanging unpleasantries too as well to the right of the goaltender.
It's a custom in Canada that if you're going to drop your gloves, you're already given the green light to go. You don't ask for the fight. If you have to ask more than once, it's not going to happen. Chavokin learns the hard way and sits down for 2, or maybe more. He's lucky he dropped the gloves with Scott Stevens and not somebody else who would have taken the green light to take his lid off.
We would have had a late Christmas gift.
But it looks like there'll be even penalties aside here with 13:36 left to go. The score is 3-1 in favor of the Moscow Dynamo Club.
87 starting to creep up in the shot clock. 15-10 for the Moscow Dynamo team.
The Newmarket number 27, Scott Stevens. Each 2 minutes first point by Thomas.
Chance there for Homa right off the draw. He tries to jam it in. Gerasimov and a couple of other players take exception. It looks like Dawson's whistled Jeff Homa down.
Oh my goodness.
And Dawson hears the boos. I'd like to add some myself, as all Jeff Homa was doing was chasing the loose puck. Dawson, in his attempt to try and gain control of this game, has just fallen right off the truck here and given a crazy penalty to Jeff Homa, and it puts the 87's down a man.
Well, that's all lag. You'll end up in the box too, pal. Man, that was pretty cheesy.
The crowd is not at all happy with that call here.
Oh, yeah.
Blair Sherritt stepping into the face-off circle, and not a lot of cheers here from the fans. A lot of crossed arms. They're not at all impressed.
No.
Glavik wins the draw for the Russian squad. Bozarenko with the duct tape across his back, wearing number 10. We'll wheel around and try and get things going. This is the third time that they have centered the puck to Gerasimov without him aware that he's involved in the play. They've got away with one. Here's a lead pass for Vasin. He puts on the brakes. Tries to get it ahead to Bozarenko. It's dropped back. Shot here again, and they're not shooting it. They're just trying to redirect it right by Paul Nags. Lots of open ice here they're creating. Andre Vasin alone in front with a loose puck. And Blair Sherritt's able to get there, but you can't get it to an open man. Tianov. Back again, they'll wheel around. Here's a shot. It's a drive, and it's a bouncing puck in front. Paul Nags was able to get a glove on it. Tianov with it again. Bozarenko's in that slot. Here's a shot. It goes off Bozarenko. It bounces up high again. Bozarenko a chance. Here's Vasin. Excellent pressure applied here by the Russians. Now Blair Sherritt comes away. He has Errol McDonald. Errol with a long shot. It's wide of the net. They'll head to the bench. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jeff Homa. McNamara, great second effort, and he dumps it in as Glavik will head to the bench here for the Russians. 38 seconds remaining in their power play. 27, Badyukov with it. Centering pass again. He takes a vicious slash on the arm. There's a broken stick in the way as well, as Paul Nags does a great job of playing it off the glass and getting it down the length of the ice. Just 20 seconds remaining. Kalle Moulin trying to get to the puck before Chris McNamara, who shows some great wheels and then ties Kalle Moulin up along the boards. Centering chance, and Kalle Moulin's hanging onto the stick. And the crowd wants a penalty here, and Dawson was busy looking up at the score clock. Had no idea what was going on. Here's Ayatov with it. He's tied up by Matt Didiana. Kalle Moulin calling for the puck. Ayatov can't get it out of his skates. Here's a chance for Badyukov. Walking right in, all kinds of time. He scores! Paul Nags looked handcuffed on that one, as Badyukov was left all alone. Matt Didiana couldn't get to him. He's shaking his head in disgust, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Russian squad.
Yeah, had he taken the shot, I think it would have been a different story. Obviously, he elected to go around the last man. Here we're going to have a look at the replay here. We see number 27. He spins after beating, is that Homa or Didiana he beat? I believe it was Jeff Homa, because Homa looked more dejected, actually. And he elected to go on the far side just below the catcher, and 4-1 now, Adam.
The crowd is almost silent here. Shots are 19-11 in favor of the Russians, as the hometown Newmarket 87's are behind the 8-ball now, down 3 goals. Jeff Homa wins the draw. Unassisted marker here at 8 minutes and 48 seconds in the second period, and it's a big one as it gives the Russians a 3-goal lead. Ravodkin with it. Tried to center it right past Bowen, and he couldn't get it done as Bowen picks it off. Now Homa over to Hamilton. Hamilton tried to get it to Hutchins, had it tied up in his skates, and it'll go behind the net. Ravodkin with it. Good job by the 87 still to forecheck, but they can't come up with the chances when needed. Vasyutin loses a puck. Here's Chris Bowen getting it to Homa. Homa with a shot right off the face of Gerasimov and into the crowd. And 10:36 left to go in this second period. 4-1 in favor of the Russians, and we'll take a break here. You're watching the Newmarket 87's and the Moscow Dynamos on Boxing Day action on Rogers Community 10. Welcome back to the Rachwini Recreation Complex as you hear the fans cheering. Frank Ivankovic is in relief. And a big scramble in front of the net. This place is on fire, and it's 4-2. Ivankovic comes back and gets a spark, gets things going for the Newmarket 87.
Rustin Dolly just did what assist because he rifled the puck.
Fans
right up
making the victory lap with a Canadian flag around the top. You see it on the top of your screen there. They're happy. It's 4-2. The 87's are back in this hockey game. Great goal there by Russ Tindolny, and the fans love it.
That isn't Dave Lillick, is it? He's got a sweater on.
Kevin
Crow gets credit for the goal.
Russ Tindolny, and number 27, Scott Stevens. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 50 seconds. Kevin Crow for Russ Tindolny and Scott Stevens.
Here's a chance for Bozarenko. He's tied up by Roach and Dark. Great job as a tag team. Bozarenko, Gladvik centers it. Scott Stevens almost came away with a loose puck. Teeing off, right to Gladvik. Gladvik walking in, 5-hole on Ivan Kovic. His first shot of the game, and it's 5-2.
He was totally unmarked at the side of the net there, Adam. He knew that the 87's didn't have a chance to clear his zone. He just waited around the net. The puck came right to him, and he had nothing to do but put it in.
I'm looking for the Moscow Dynamo flag to go around the top of the rink, but I don't think it's going to happen here as the crowd is awfully quiet when the Dynamo score.
I'm not sure if it's a big piece of gaffer tape on a pole, but I think after seeing some of the names, we're going to have a shot of the replay here, Adam, in just a second. There's a shot of the team, and they seem pretty subdued. Here he is at the side of the net, all the time in the world. He goes 5-hole. No defense around to help out the poor goaltender left.
Here's an errant pass now in Badyukov. Box in, pretty back pass here for Gasandapulo walking in, undressing Frank Ivan Kovic, and he comes up with a huge save to keep the score 5-2.
It was a mint the size of Toledo because he was down and out, and luckily, it appeared as though he, you like that, do you?
That was a good one.
Thank you. Man, that was a pretty scary job. Had they succeeded in putting in another goal, that would have put the stake right through the heart of the Newmarket fans.
So number 32, Dmitry Glavik gets credit for the goal. He goes 5-hole and Frank Ivan Kovic, his first shot of the second period, as Paul Nags was sent to the bench now, not for the fact that 4 goals have gone by Nags. We talked about in the opening, both goaltenders will get even billing here, and they elected to go with Nags first. Chris Bowen, his lead pass for McNamara. It's 2 lines, and it hit McNamara in the thigh area. If it was a little lower, he could have been off to the races, but it was two lines. Either way you look at it.
A decent attempt, though, and a good breakout pass. I mean, had it been a split second earlier, he would have been off. And that's what Newmarket needs, a couple of breakaways. A little something to get them back in the game here, put them back on solid ground.
87's win the draw. They desperately need another goal in this period with 9:20 left to go. 27, Badyukov with it. Kali Moulin chips it ahead, and Tarvid will chase it right into your living room. Tarvid with the loose puck. Flips it up center ice.
Here we are.
Some pushing and shoving, and Bonesy, Chris Bowen, and I believe it's number 3. He's a toes off, and look out.
Oh, he's got him jersey.
Oh, look out. Some serious rights right on the bean. And Biza Tozov is welcome to the Ray-20 Recreation Complex with a vicious right hand right to the mug. Chris Bowen still keeps the bucket and the armband on, and he'll head off to the showers early. What a shot to the head by Chris Bowen on Biza Tozov.
He had him jerseyed in seconds. He had his bucket off like that.
And that'll send both players to the dressing room, and that'll make the crowd happy. There's the guys with the Canadian flags again.
Hey, that's Eric Lindros up there. I had no idea.
That could be the spark the Newmarket 87's were looking for. And that's why the 87's wanted Chris Bowen back when he was out of the lineup. A skilled hockey player, but he's also a heavy-handed guy out there who will try and light a fire under the guys and put a little spark for the Newmarket 87's. And let's hope that's exactly what he did here as he shows some Canadian hospitality.
just put a little tag on the present, I guess you could say there. Boxing Day sales on, and I think he just punched that one in there. Hey, if you will, refresh my memory here. What's the Brampton player that Bonesy filled in? Noonan.
Brian Noonan.
Yes, and this Noonan character, a very tough gentleman, tough individual. Looked like he was in some sort of institution, shall we say. He looked like a very fierce competitor. By the time Bonesy was finished with him, he was wondering if he was Batman.
Send your letters, care of Anthony Regan, Rogers Community 10, Newmarket, Ontario. Thank you very much. 9 minutes left to go in this second period, 5-2 as we clean up the mess and the penalties. It looks like the 87's will not get the extra 2 for instigating. The gate was open, but it is now being shut tight. And this could be the spark the 87's were looking for, as that was one heck of a haymaker delivered to Bisa Tozov by Chris Bowen. Newmarket 87's continuing to play physical. Here's Blair Sher with lots of ice. It's a long drive, and Gerasimov gets his blocker on it and steers it wide. The net was open. McDonald chipping away at it, trying to hold it around the boards. Here's a chance for McDonald, just lets a loose puck go through. A little bit of the Russian mentality as it's centered in front. Here's Tarvin to Didiana with a shot. Homa gets his stick on it. The 87's are pressing. This line is coming up with some excellent play. Homa, side of the net, trying to center it. Gerasimov gets his mitt on it.
2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting in a game misconduct.
So both players get 2 minutes for roughing and 5 minutes for fighting, and of course the complimentary game misconduct.
Yep.
And that'll keep both sides even aside, and that was, without a doubt, a spark the 87's are looking for.
Yeah, it really seemed to pick him up. I mean, Alan McDonald was flying out there. He was laying checks. He was receiving checks. It wasn't stopping him a bit. He was shrugging off the usual, like the Russians seem to be able to tie up the Newmarket players in their zone. It wasn't working this time. They were breaking free, and they were going for everything they could.
Rustin Dolney steps into the face-off circle now with Scott Stevens and Kevin Crow playing the wings. Didiana keeps it in. Sends it behind the net. Here's a chance for Stevens. They score! Beautiful. That happened just as quick as you could expect it to happen, with Kevin Crow just putting it right on the tape. One-timer shot by Scotty Stevens. That guy could bury the puck in a phone booth. And he makes it 5-3. The 87's are back in this hockey game, and they have got the spark they needed from Chris Bowen.
Yes, indeed. He seemed to giving them what they needed. There goes those guys with the flags again, Adam. Didiana, good job to keep the puck in. Instead of taking the shot on net, feeds it up to Rustin in front, and it's a 5-3 hockey game.
Number 27, Scott Stevens.
8 minutes and change left to go in this second period. 87's are finally getting even on the shot clock, down just 21-17.
43 seconds.
And Kevin Crow, what can you say about that? Great pass.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought that was Rustin from up here.
Great pass by Kevin Crow to set up Scott Stevens, and he wastes little time in burying it to put the 87's back in this hockey game. An exciting holiday boxing game, not Boxing Day action, that's for sure. And a boxing game, I guess, sort of fits.
Freudian slip there, Adam.
With Chris Bowen delivering the KO punch that gets things rolling for the Newmarket 87's. Now if they can just keep things moving their way, we get an icing call here. And a chance to catch our breath, as really the 87's have been putting the puck in a big-time hurry.
Yep.
In this second period.
As you said, Adam, that was the spark. That was the catalyst that set Newmarket going. I mean, they're starting to believe in themselves. At least that's what it appears like from up here watching the game. It's like once that fight happened, once they said, hey, we're not afraid of you guys. We don't care if you're a little taller. We're not going to put up with this garbage. Seemed like Newmarket could settle down and start playing their hockey.
With 7:46 left to score 5-3, we'll take a break here. You're watching the Newmarket 87's and the Moscow Dynamo on Rogers Community 10. Welcome back to the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. You're watching the Newmarket 87's and the Moscow Dynamo. And it is right now a 5-3 hockey game in favor of the team in blue all the way from Russia. The 87's are pressing. Here's Scott Stevens. Slow motion hip check as he slinks his way over the Russian player.
He still had the puck, though, when he got up.
Great control by Scott Stevens. Andrew Hamilton shoots it in, exactly what they need to do.
Yep.
Gerasimov misplays the puck. Kevin Crow's in there pressing. So is Rustin Dolney. The fans calling for a penalty. Great chance there by Kevin Crow to wrap around and try and tuck it in. But Gerasimov is there. Here's a chance now. As Kasandapulos sitting on the blue line, cherry picking a little bit. The Russians seem to think they can afford to play 4-on-5 hockey in their own zone. Kasandapolo picking it up. Blind backwards pass to Badyakov. Badyakov walking in, lots of time, shoots it wide of the net. They can't let Badyakov walk in. He already has one marker. Bob Whiting had it all tied up in his sticks, but McNamara picks it up. McNamara chips at it. Couldn't get it on net. Now Hamilton centering. Oh, great chance for Jeff Hutchins. McNamara again. Shoved down. No call. It's sent into the crowd.
I'd like to be okay, Adam.
And we'll get another whistle. 5:54 left to go, and this was worth the price of admission alone, the second period.
That's it. Hey, what were we talking about? 87's dumping and chasing with some speedy forwards, aggressive type forwards. That's what's happening over here, and they're trying to get more shots, and it's 22-17 on the shot clock for the Russian Dynamo. Moscow Dynamo.
The 87's are slowly trying to get back on top of that shot clock situation after being doubled up 14-7 after the first. And if they continue to play this physical, things will happen for them. Hutchins is in the face-off circle, and he will remain as Radvodin is stepping in. He has 2 goals tonight for the Dynamos. BJ Pye keeps it in. Jeff Hutchins can't get his mid on it and knock it down, and it goes right behind the net and our way to the other side. Hutchins sends his man into the boards face first, then hauls him down. Dawson watching and doesn't make the call.
Of course not.
Offside here from our vantage point by Radvodin, but no call again. Both clubs are even Steven. McNamara plays it along and off the boards. Radvodin, all kinds of time left open, tries to get by Dart, and he just locks him right up. Here's a breakaway pass now for McNamara. He has Hutchins. McNamara tries to get it across. Great defensive play by the Russians. And they have guys cherry-picking in the neutral zone looking for that long pass. 87's go to the bench. Gerasimov leaves it behind for Gladvik, and Radvodin picks it up for the Russians. Can't get it out. Didiana, red line, puts it in on net. Gerasimov steers it wide into the corner, and the Russians get it out. Here's a break. Wheeling around in their own zone. McDonald can't stop his man. It's open in front. And the Russians made that look easy, but the 87's are able to clog it up and come back the other way. Sherritt, his shot is blocked. Picks up the loose puck. Tries to put on the brakes and come back around. Homa shoved around in front. Now the Russians are starting to play physical and shoving the Newmarket 87's around. Lead pass for Chavokin. Into the corner, he's watched by McDonald. McDonald ties him up along the boards and brings him down, and the 87's pick up the loose puck. Sherritt gets it out of the 87 zone, but they can't do much else as the Russians dump it right back in. Now McDonald, all tied up. The fans wanted a call, they don't get it. Didiana trying to hold off Smetank, and he gets in front of him, and Ivan Kovac will come out. Doesn't get a lot of wood on it. There's a loose puck, and somehow Ivan Kovac comes across and makes the save and makes another save.
Bodies going down everywhere, Adam.
And now Badjakov and Rustin Dolny, or Bernikov rather, and Rustin Dolny are exchanging pleasantries. And Bernikov will go to the box. And by the looks of it, so will Rustin Dolny. What a play by Ivan Kovac.
How the heck did he get back in there? That was pretty scary. He made 2 saves.
Joel Tarvin had the puck just jump right off his stick. Yeah. We'll take a look at the replay here.
Please.
Look at this loose puck.
Front. Oh. Every goaltender's nightmare. Somehow the leg that was underneath our Newmarket goaltender there, he managed to stop the first shot with that, and then he spins around here and gets a second save. Here comes the glove, Adam, right there behind Scott Stevens there.
How big is that glove?
As large as Toledo.
What a save, as the 87's will go in a power play opportunity as well after all this is worked out. An extra 2 minutes is being assessed to the Russians. This could be another spark they need here.
Guys starting to get into this just a little bit more, screaming for penalties that aren't called.
The fans are riding Dawson. You know, you got to wonder, there's not a lot of English-speaking Russians on the bench.
Yeah.
And they do get every spearing penalty coming up to the Russians here. But what they have is they have Alexander Bozarenko, and he is the interpreter for the Russians. And right now we can see him from our vantage point here. All the players are around him, and he is talking to the referee and relaying the message in Russian so that everybody can figure out what's going on.
What's Russian for the referee? Doesn't have a clue.
This will be something interesting that we'll want to film as well coming up. The Bauer shootout at halftime. 5 players aside, and we'll be running back and forth, shooting it out. It'll be very interesting. They've done it in a couple other games here, and with the touring Russian club, and it's entertaining to watch one-on-one here as we'll get 5 of the best Russian and 5 of the best Newmarket 87's going up against the goaltenders here.
So no chuck-a-puck.
No chuck-a-puck, unfortunately. Oh, perhaps they might do that as well. You never know. 87's will try and squeeze everything they can in to this second period intermission. Bozarenko picks up the loose puck. He has Vasin hanging around the net. Couldn't get a lot on it. Vasin's still there, and that big glove comes down from Ivan Kovic as the 87's have trouble starting this power play from their own zone.
You know, I've been so busy lately, Adam, I haven't had a chance to get to too many Newmarket 87's games in the last 3 weeks. The last one I was able to get was Sunday night, and every player on the opposite team that Newmarket was playing, Ivan Kovic was telling them off, having words with them all, especially the backup goaltender. He was going by when he'd be on his way to get a drink of water from the bench. He'd be telling every player off, including management.
Ivan Kovic has already picked up the moniker that he plays a lot like Hextall. Yeah. Some would say he goes that extra step further. He's a very vocal player. Here's Kevin Crow with it now to Roach. Roach trying to put it on net. He can, and here's a breakaway opportunity for Bozarenko. Roach gets his stick in the skates, and there's a shot on net. Huge rebound attempt, but now the Newmarket 87's have a 3-on-2. Bassin gets back to even things up. Stevens with the puck. He'll try and set it up. He's hooked right in the face. No call right in front of Dawson. Tarvik to Scott Stevens with a drive. Not a lot of room to shoot on there as Gerasimov was hugging the post. It's tied up. Bassin comes away with it. Teeing off with it. Lead pass too far ahead for Bozarenko. They get it to Whiting. It hits Kevin Crow's skate, and the 87's will have to regroup. Here's Tarvik. Bob Whiting with a chance. He can't get the bobbling puck to stay down. Roach. A shot right on, they score! Darren Roach brings the 87's within 1. They're hugging on the bench. They're excited. 2 minutes left to go, and it's 5-4.
Yes, Newmarket, there is a Santa Claus!
The victory laps being made around the top for the Rates-Winning Recreation Complex again with the flags, and with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to go, the 87's are right back in this hockey game. Thanks to Chris Bowen's heavy-handed work, the 87's have been able to keep this streak going.
He'll be out of the shower wondering why on earth it took this team so long to get going here, but a 5-4 hockey game and shots on net, 28-19 for the Moscow Dynamo. Happy fans there, Adam.
87's have not had a lot of shots on net in a few minutes, but they're putting them home, and that's what counts. Darren Roach picks up a huge goal. Jeff Homa steps into the face-off circle and can't win it for the Newmarket 87's. Hamilton plays it ahead to Homa. He plays it off the boards, and now Errol McDonald will try and chase it down. Casandopulo fans on it. Errol McDonald turns around and ran into Blair Sherrod and got caught on an offside as McDonald just tried to drive a long one at Gerasimov.
Yeah, Sherrod trying to stay out of his way as best as possible. Sometimes with a puck like that, it gets a little scrambly. You don't know whether you're going to get a pass or a shot, and Errol elected to shoot. That's okay, though. He gets a face-off just outside the Moscow blue line.
Under 2 minutes left to go in this second period, and it's been all Newmarket 87's as they've bowled over the Russians and have came within 1 goal now. They come within 1 goal with a period left to go. Kalle Mulin, some pretty stick work there. He gets it out to Izotova, but he fans on it and then picks up the loose puck. Pretty backdoor pass. But Badyukov can't play it, and Errol McDonald sends it down the length of the ice. Homa is chasing. Kalle Mulin wheels around in his own zone. Tries to get it up past Blair Sherrod. He can't. Kalle Mulin still with it. Blair Sherrod drives himself right into Kalle Mulin. Casandopulo tries to pick up the loose puck. He will. Long cross ice pass for Badyukov. Badyukov still with the play now. Finally, Hamilton chips it up and gets it out. They'll go to the bench quickly. Here's Kormakov to Hamilton. And I don't know if it's just me. Here's Scott Stevens with Jeff Hutchins. Jeff Hutchins walking in. Hutchins with a shot. He scores! And he ties his game up. What a shot! Oh, baby! A big goal for Jeff Hutchins.
The crowd loves that one, Adam. Obviously.
And the guys are happy for Jeff Hutchins in lieu of his personal tragedy. He comes up with a big goal here and ties up the hockey game. 5-5 with 59 seconds left to go.
Man, you gotta like that one. The fans especially appreciative. Let's get a replay there. As you can see, Hutchins going out, getting 5. Here he comes in. He elects to go high on the glove side, and he beat him cleanly. Didn't even get a piece of that puck, Adam.
Rasimov made the move after the red light was on, and it's 5-5 with 59 seconds left to go. Big goal, a huge goal by Jeff Hutchins.
Man, couldn't have timed that one better. What a third we're gonna have, Adam.
87's definitely have the momentum going their way. A huge goal for Jeff Hutchins. And Scott Stevens chips in with the assist. Jeff Hutchins now whacking away. Here's Radvikin. BJ Pye with it. He's hauled down, can't get to it. And the Russians pick up the loose puck. BJ Pye gets right up and keeps on hustling. Vazutin, his cross-ice pass, nobody's there. McNamara whacking away at it. Now the 87's are putting a body on everything in blue. Great play there by the Newmarket 87's, and Jeff Hutchins, who's having a whale of a shift. He puts his stick up and heads to the bench, and Russ Dolney comes on in relief. Rustin Dolney right away picks up the puck. Great hit by Scott Stevens. Pulls over his man. McNamara with one hand on the stick, tries to center to Russ Dolney, can't get it there. And that'll do it as the 87's have turned this puppy around. They tied up the hockey game. It's 5-5. And what a heck of a second period, Anthony. That was hockey that you couldn't put a price tag on.
You sure couldn't, Adam.
If you're a Newmarket 87's fan or just a hockey fan in general, that was one hell of a period, if I can say that on
sure
television.
Send your letters to... No. It really was. It really, really was. And as you say, Adam, the catalyst, the spark plug, it all got started with Bonzi's shot to the head of the Moscow Dynamo player. Tempers got a little flared, and Newmarket decided to say, hey, let's quit watching the game. Let's get involved.
Exactly.
And they really are bringing the game to the Dynamo team.
Definitely the play of the period, which is weird to say when you point it out. It's a fight.
Yeah. No goal. Come on, Scotty. You got to tie it up here.
Welcome back to the Ray Twinney Recreation Complex as you take a look at the Bowers shootout. Just one puck remaining here by both teams. They pick 5. They get 5 pucks, and now Scott Stevens needs this one to tie it, and he gets it. It's tied up at 2. We were coming back late to this one, but I'll tell you what happened. It's the Bowers shootout. Now each player will get 1 puck, or will it be 5 pucks? We're not quite sure.
1 puck, I think.
This time there's only 1 puck used.
1 puck each as Scott Stevens goes up against Alexander Shabenkov. And number 5, Alexander Panarovsky, goes up against Frank Ivankovic. This will be interesting. The lucky fan, picked Newmarket to win the shootout. If he's right, he will get a Bauer prize pack. If he's wrong,
A punch from Chris Bowen.
he better hide. He didn't. So here we go. We'll take a look at Panarovsky first. He walks in. He misses. Scott Stevens needs to score, and he does! Top shot! The 87's win the shootout. Pretty play by Scotty Stevens and Frank Ivankovic. They come up big. And that just adds to the momentum here for the Newmarket 87's as the score is 5-5 to start this 3rd period. This will be interesting. The 87's walked out of the 2nd period with all the momentum in the world, and now they come right back in it. And they just picked it up again, winning the Bowers shootout.
I hesitate to figure out how many goals Scotty Stevens has scored in the shootout there, but he does have 1 goal and 3 assists that I'm aware of so far as it stands right now. Sometimes things change. So not too bad. 4 points for the day for the youngster, and he's looking for more, I'm sure.
So if you're watching this at home, get ready for a wild third period. The score's 5-5. And the 87's have a big ball of momentum, looking to bull right over the Russians. Surprising here is Yuri Gerasimov is starting in net for the third period. He was absolutely shell-shocked. Talking to Mike Moore the intermission, he was saying, you know, he just can't seem to get the corners tonight, and he's the organizer of the tour, and he's awfully surprised how offensive it's been tonight. And chippy.
Indeed.
He mentioned it was chippy.
You think?
Just a little. Tarvin gets things going. He gets it to Matt Didiana. Back to Tarvin as the 87's look to get things going in this opening third and final period. Didiana intercepts the lead pass by Komarkov for the Russians, and Kevin Crow comes right in and takes Perchikov right into the glass. Now Chavokin, his lead pass for Vasin, got caught up in Tarvin's skates and ended up being offside, or that could have been a dangerous breakaway. Both Vasin and Chavokin have a goal each in this hockey game. Well, Chavokin has a bunch of assists, but Vasin has a goal in this hockey game, and him and Chavokin have been working well together throughout the game.
Vasin is one of those defenseman's nightmare type of players. He likes to play behind you on your own blue line when you're pressing in deep, and he likes the long pass, and obviously right there it didn't work for him.
Had a name for that in road hockey.
Yes.
Call that cherry picking.
I call it goal stuff myself.
But either way, they're getting away with it. Bozarenko, he's shoved by BJ Pye, and it's delayed offside as Klavik's there to touch it. And we'll get another quick whistle, and it's been working for them, at least in the first period. This almost a lot like the Lindsay Muskies last year. A guy floating around the neutral zone around the blue line, and that long cross-ice pass is right on the tape. But the 87's were able to handle that last year, and obviously some minor adjustments in the second period, and they're able to clog things up here on the Russians.
Yeah, it looks like the 87's are the ones bringing the game to the Russians here in the third, especially early in the third. They're sort of watching Newmarket bring the puck to them. They were doing anything but that in the first and the second.
This first goal here in the third period will be a biggie, as it's awfully quiet here. Errol McDonald walking in, trying to get it to Homa. Great defensive play there by 77, Tianov. Bassett gets it ahead, and great play there by Blair Sherritt to take his man down, and Murray Morton, the linesman. And the Russians regroup. Bozarenko back to Tianov. Back to Kimaraz. He gets it to nobody as it goes right into the Newmarket 87 zone, and Bob Whiting picks up the loose puck off the glass for Errol McDonald. He can't handle it too high, and Hutchins is there to try and pick up the loose puck. BJ Pye, 87's dump it in offside. They'll try and clear the zone. McNamara and Hutchins, great forechecking. Hutchins now picks up the loose puck with a shot, he scores! Jeff Hutchins finds all kinds of room, and he gives the 87's the lead. And somebody's smiling down on Jeff Hutchins today as he unloads a cannon.
Right along the ice too, Adam. Hard, low, and for the far side. And you know who that goal was for, as well as the first goal.
Inside post, and it's 6-5 for the Newmarket 87's. What a blast by Jeff Hutchins. We'll take a look at this one as the flag guy takes a bail. Take a look at this one, Anthony.
Okay, it's a hard, low shot. Oh, man, he didn't even let the goaltender know what was coming. He didn't even move or react to kick out a pad. I'm sorry I was laughing so hard. The guy in Dave Lilac sweater took a header, and all the kids following him around the top of the arena landed on top of him.
So the flag guy takes a bail, and so do the Russian Hopes as the 87's get on top 6-5 in this third period. 18 minutes remaining. Plays whistled down as we have an injured Russian player well back behind the play in his own zone as the puck was up in Newmarket zone.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that through the tears of laughter. There was a tight entourage going around the top of the arena with the flags.
A pile of kids following the guy, and his face is about as red as a Canadian flag right now.
He went down heavily, and all the kids couldn't stop in time. They went down on top of him, so there was about an 18-person pileup. Just behind.
We're laughing at someone else's misfortune, but yeah, you had to be here. 17:57 left to go in the third period as the unidentified, I believe it is a 97.
I can't see him up here, Adam. He's obviously...
Ludkovic. Ludkovic is helped off the ice. As you get a shot through the glass there. Casandopulo is helping out. A huge goal here, lots of momentum, and Jeff Hutchins just dropped to his knees after scoring that. Sliding into the guys, that is a very big boost for the Newmarket 87's.
Oh, for the first time the 87's are in the lead here, and it's early in the third period, just under 18 minutes to go. Shots on net, 28-21 for the Moscow Dynamo team. Unfortunately, we don't even know what happened to that fella. We were so busy laughing and looking the other way with the play, he might have just tripped on his own.
Roach picks up the puck for the 87's. He gets as far as the red line and dumps it right in. Scott Stevens and Kevin Crow are there. Centering to Stevens. Roach trying to get there as well. Pinching in from the blue line. And it's a 2-on-1. Roach is hustling to get back. Casandopulo fakes a shot, centers it. Nice pass. But nobody was there for the Russians. Scott Stevens now to Rustin Dolny. Dolny coming over the blue. Tries to let a quick shot go. It's in the skates of Kalle Mullen, then centers it. And Kevin Crow couldn't keep his stick on the ice to get a chance to knock it by Gerasimov. The Russians send it down the length of the ice, and Ivan Kovic plays it high off the glass, takes a bad bounce, comes right out in the slot, but Rustin Dolny's there to save the day. Tries to a little bit of the old Russian style there, some of their medicine, tries to send it up the middle, it hits a bunch of skates. Dolny dumps it in for Crow. Kroll takes his man along the board, some slashing going on, and Itovov picks it up and heads right up center ice. Making a couple of moves, the 87's are there to pick up the loose puck. They'd be doing a good job of jamming things up at their own blue line. Badyukov was dueling with Sherritt, now Homa's after Kalle Mullen. Badyukov with it again, and Sherritt's right on top of him. Long pass here for Casandopulo. Obviously icing. McDonald's there to give him a little shot in the back, let him know somebody's behind him. And the play will come all the way back down the other way with 16:31 left to go in the third. 6-5 in favor of the Newmarket 87's.
That was almost a 5-line pass had he actually taken a hold of that one, Adam. Man.
$1,200 and change for the 50-50 ticket. I'm sure hoping my girlfriend bought me a bunch of tickets.
Oh, man. Well, they came up here and waved them at us, but we're so busy we couldn't do anything about it.
That's a little hard to buy a 50-50 ticket and do play-by-play.
Yeah, I mean, we're so busy looking at people falling in the stands with flags.
16:31 remaining. Jeff Homa steps into the face-off circle. He'll face off with the Russians, and he wins a draw, but not enough, as the Russians are able to keep control of it. This is Dart back on the blue line. He dumps it in. And the Russians, Radvodkin has 2 goals on the night for the Russian squad. They try and get things going. Ivan Kovic off the glass, hits the very same sweet spot he hit about 5 or 4 minutes ago. And the puck takes another bad bounce. Blair Sherritt muscling his way. And the puck right up along the boards against Radvodkin, who steps into 21. Errol McDonald, and he'll get a interference call, and quite quickly actually, as Dawson's right on the whistle.
Interference with a capital I. McDonald just heading in over the blue line. 78 did a classic football move to cut him off there. And now he's sitting for 2 and putting the Newmarket 87's up on the power play. They never had a chance. They haven't gotten a power play goal thus far, Adam.
15:56 left to go. This is a big one. The 87's can add another one to the scoreboard here and push the Russian hopes a little further down. This will be interesting. Wes Jarvis has iced another big line with Kevin Crow, Scott Stevens, Bob Whiting, Rustin Dolny, and Tarvid working the line. Tarvid behind the net for Kevin Crow. He brings it back up. Bozarenko's there to play it off the boards and down the length of the ice. Ivan Kovic directing traffic. Rustin Dolny gets it ahead to Tarvid, and he'll wheel around in his own zone behind the net and set things up. This is Tarvid, coaching center ice. His pass picked off by Bozarenko, but Rustin Dolny is hustling back. Great forechecking by Bernikov and Bozarenko for the Dynamo club. This is Tarvid coming in over the blue. Sending it deep into the corner. Kevin Crow and Bob Whiting chase after it. The puck's bouncing all over the place. Here's Stevens. Stevens behind a Crow. Crow trying to put it out. He thought he'd put it in. It went off one pad and then off the other of Gerasimov and bounced right back out. Now here's Stevens. Shifting his way, trying to center it. Nobody's there. Now Tarvin picking it up, sort of getting it to Stevens. Great job to get the stick on the play by the Russians and send the puck over the net. Now here's a 2-on-1 break. Stevens hustling back. Gozarenko takes a look, takes a shot, and Ivan Kovic looks it right into the mitt. 39 seconds left to go in the power play opportunity, and Ivan Kovic looked sharp on that one.
Yes, indeed he did. We just saw Tarvin as he was getting dumped before, still managed to get the pass across to Scott Stevens. That's a second effort if ever I've seen one before. Excellent job to make the cross-ice pass.
1-6-1-0-3.
There's the lucky number.
Don't. Nobody's cried out yet. You're carrying 1,000 and change around in your pocket. You may not want to jump up and down in the crowd.
Yeah.
Russians win the draw. Kalimulin with a blast. It hits a body in front. And this ties the game up at 6. Short-handed. Kalimulin with one heck of a cannon there. And it's 6-6.
I'm not sure who that hit, Adam, in front of the net. It seemed to go off. It could have gone off one of the Newmarket players. But makes for an interesting game. 6-all with 14:31 left to go.
Near quiet here as the Russians score.
Yeah.
And tie it up 6-6 short-handed. Just 35 seconds remaining in their power play opportunity. And Darren Roach wheels around with a man advantage for the Newmarket 87's for just 30 seconds. Didiana ahead to McNamara. He sidesteps the hip check. Still with the puck while on his knees. Gladvik's there. Gladvik is hit by Hutchins. Gladvik finally gets it out, and it's ahead to Vasin. That play goes nowhere as Blair Sherritt picks up the loose puck. Sherritt to Hutchins. They whistle it offside. And the 87's need to regroup from this Kalimulin marker to make it tied 6-6. 14:02 left to go in this third period.
See, there's a very, very small entourage of Moscow Dynamo fans over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them cheering on the goal announcement, Adam.
That's a little bit of a road trip, I guess, to come and support your favorite team away from Russia.
Can they send a bus? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Didiana and Tarvin combine to bring the puck in for the Newmarket 87's. They shoot it on net. Gerasimov, Sheridan right up high into the stands. Right by the flag wavers.
I was just going to say.
They get themselves a souvenir for all their hard work.
The guy who went flying down, the guy in Dave Lilac sweater, barely got a handle on that one.
So the 87's will regroup. Their power play chance has expired. 6-6. It's a whole new ball game with 13:50 left to go. Homa can't win the draw, and the Russians regroup. The big guy, Kormakov with it. He gets the return pass and looks to break out for the Russians. He gets it to Badyukov. Center ice now is Badyukov. Walking right in, all kinds of stick handling displays there. The 87's tie him up. Now here comes Blair Sherritt. It's a one-on-one break. Blair Sherritt trying to fight his way around. He does, centers it to Homa. They jam the crease. They can't get anything going. Now back the other way. This is Ayatollah. Great job by Didiana to step across. Now Homa's all tied up. It'll be offside for the 87's. He'll try and clear the zone. End-to-end action. Tarvin ahead to Homa, and McDonald just pounds it in as Adeline heads to the bench. Scott Stevens is on the ice now with Russ Doley and Kevin Crow. Exciting third period action here as both clubs are pressing, looking for the go-ahead marker. Here's a chance. Lost it in his skates. Kasandapoulou, they get it right back out in front. What a save by Ivan Kovic. Kevin Crow now comes back the other way. Crow trying to come across the middle. Dolney can't keep it onside. They regroup. Ivan Kovic coming up with one heck of a save. Dart carries it in, lifts it up high, right in front of Dawson. High stick. And they whistle it down. with 12:20 left to go here in the third period, tied 6-6. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this with more 87's action. Welcome back to the Rainfleet Recreation Complex, where Kevin Crowe just redirected a shot by Yuri Gerasimov. Or Rustin Dolny, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see who gets the official credit, but it was all tied up in front of the net, and the 87's have scored to make it 7-6 with 11:39 left to go. Joe Dart to the bottom of that pile after being all tied up by the Russian players. And the 87's have gone ahead. Now, there's been no official. McNamara is being sticked behind the play as well. You get a shot there of Joe Dart, a very versatile player for the 87's. Plays defense, forward, center.
Bottom of the scrum.
Whatever it needs to be. Maybe a goalie.
Yep.
So Yuri Gerasimov has been shell-shocked here, playing the full 3 periods. And the 87's, by the looks of it, did not score. That goal did not count.
I beg your pardon?
Dawson waved it off. Another puzzling call by Dawson tonight.
Well,
And the score remains 6-6. Sorry to get you excited.
well, it went in. I mean, heck, there was a guy parked on the door. He poked it between his legs, went through the goaltender's legs.
We'll wait for the official no-goal call. And those of you who watched the playoffs last year remember all too well that is a favorite call of Dawson's. He likes to wave off goals. Say you got to get him involved in the scoring somehow. So the 87's. Now here's Chavokin. Being fended off well by a pair of 87's. Whiting and Roach. The Russians dodge a bullet. They'll try and set things up here. The 87's have the passing scheme all worked out now as Chavokin and Rodvikin are playing on the same line. The Russian coaches tried to beef up the offense here for the Russians. Hamilton flies into his man. And the 87's are chasing. Hutchins in deep on Cali Moulin. Bernaca and McNamara hit the deck. Tarvik shoots a long one in. Gerasimov, and he comes up with the glove save. Homa almost had a chance to pick off a loose puck. Didiana pinches in. Errol McDonald sends it along the boards and deep for the Newmarket 87's. Homa and Sherritt are chasing along with McDonald, who kicks it back into the corner. Homa tried to get all over Vasin, couldn't. He gets a pass ahead to Bozarenko. Great defensive play by Didiana to strip the puck. Now here comes Blair Sherritt, who has to face off with the entire freshly changed Russian squad. Didiana in deep. Someone has to come up and replace that spot on the blue line, and it's Jeff Homa. Homa sneaks in now, and Didiana gets back to his regular post. Here's Glavik. Glavik ahead to Vasin. Vasin back to Glavik. Glavik trying to center it. Comes up with a loose puck. Lots of time.
Oh.
Kovic comes up with one heck of a save to keep it even at 6. What can you say about Frank Ivan Kovic? Definitely a well-timed acquisition for the Newmarket 87's.
Yeah, he's a big character himself, and he's cool and calm and collected. That always scares me when a goaltender can be looked that calm and make the saves that easily. My heart would be pounding so hard you'd be able to hear it up here in the booth.
9:45 remaining in this third period. It's coming down to crunch time. 6-6. The next goal to be scored will be a big one. We'll take a look at a big save by Ivan Kovic here. Lots of time, and Glavik is there. And big save again by the big fella. Not a lot of room to shoot on when you're 6'5".
Yeah, and you can see the Russian player wishing he had that one again.
Loose puck, dangerous here for the Newmarket 87's. Glavik still on the ice. He's shoved down to the ice now. Dolny being accosted by Vasin. Finally gets the puck ahead to Scott Stevens. He has Kevin Crowe with him. Flip pass to Kevin Crowe. Can't get there, but makes a diving attempt to center it. Now Stevens goes right into the net. Gerasimov and Stevens exchange pleasantries. And Yuri Gerasimov looks a little shaken, a little hurt. We get a shot on net there. Here comes Stevens now. All alone, he's got Kevin Crowe with him on the wing. Crowe waiting to Stevens, off the crossbar. Crowe still with the puck now, looking to center it. Trying to get it to Stevens. Kevin Crowe and Scott Stevens have played big. Dolny getting it to Stevens. Stevens waiting. Waved off by Dawson. Big save by Gerasimov. BJ Pye trying to pinch in. Can't keep it in, but Joe Dart's there to pick up the loose puck, and he sends a high one into the corner. Exciting action here provided by the Newmarket 87's in the big line. Stevens, Crow, and Dolny. Kormakov, right across ice to Casandapulo. Back, it's blocked by Andrew Hamilton in front. That's got a sting. He'll try and shake that off. The Russians still attacking. Big chance for Badyukov. Errant pass. He was all alone in the face-off circle. And the 87's will ice this one and try and regroup. We'll take a look at a replay here as we look at its scoreboard. It's 6-6.
Hamilton took one right across the chest there. A good slap shot by number 27 on the Moscow Dynamo team. And I don't know how the puck didn't go in the net a couple of times there in the Russian end, Adam. I have no idea. We see the
We'll try and bring that replay up a little later as the 87's are back in. Jeff Hutchins steps into the face-off circle against Radbokin. Here's McNamara. He gets it ahead to Hutchins, who already has 2 on the night. Centers it for Whiting. Whiting couldn't get it towards the net. Whiting still with it, still chasing it down. Whiting wheeling around. The 87's playing like they're on a power play. Pretty give and go. Oh, Whiting can't steer it in. Hutchins is there. He scores to finish off the hat. And Jeff Hutchins makes it 7-6 for the Newmarket 87's. And that's a big goal for a guy who's facing big tragedy in his life, and he's come up and played absolutely huge today. 7:42 remaining, 7-6 for the 87's.
And the flag runners are just a little slow this time, and maybe a good idea. Man, we're going to get another shot of this, Adam. Does this guy come up big? Here he is, all alone in front of the net. He tucks it by. That was Whiting, of course. Max in front. Here's Hutchins. He slides it in just underneath the sprawling Moscow Dynamo goaltender. His third goal. Man!
Has definitely earned 3-star honors here tonight.
Oh, man!
And number 17, Chris McNamara.
What a play by Jeff Hutchins.
Jeff Hutchins for Paul Whiting and Chris McNamara.
And that gives the 87's a boost they needed.
Almost going to the box. I don't know if Schwokin should go too. Stanislav, number 44, he might be going as well. They were exchanging a few words. They are going, Adam, both of them.
They have done a good job, the Newmarket 87's, of keeping Stanislav Chavokin off the board. He has 24 points. But again, he is not playing with his number 1 line mate, who also has 24 points, Ruslan Bernikoff. And when he does, Bernikoff has been completely ineffective tonight. There you see him there at the bottom of your screen, 68.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here. The score is 7-6 for the Newmarket 87's. You're watching Boxing Day action from the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. A shot of Frank Ivankovic, who just robbed the Russians. But we're away at break to keep the score 7-6 in favor of the 87's.
Like a snake's tongue, his glove was out there. That glove, as Adam likes me to put it, the size of Toledo. He just proved once again that he's got cat-like reflexes, Adam. Man.
Santa obviously dropped off a thesaurus and Anthony Regan's stocking for Christmas as he's come up with some holiday taglines here for Frank Ivankovic. Rustin Dolny wins the draw for the 87's, and Joe Dart gets his stick underneath it and flips it out and ahead. Scott Stevens almost was off to the races there, but they whistle it down as Kevin Crow put his mitt on it and tossed it forward to Stevens.
Well, I was just watching, as we were in break 2, Penikarovsky, Alexander Penikarovsky, number 5, running into a few bodies, and Matt Didiana thought he had him lined up nicely just before we came back from break. Just managed to get the puck off his stick so he didn't get clobbered by Matt. But things starting to tense up a little bit here with the time ticking down.
Yuri Gerasimov, goals against average, will go through the ringer after this game. And he is every chance he gets a whistle or whatnot, he's shaking his head. He's a little disappointed with the way he's been playing here. But the 87's have just been all over offensively, and the defense from the Russians has folded, which is an obvious way to look at it with a score 7-6. Bozarenko with a chance. He lifts that one way over the net. Kormakov putting it behind the net. Bozarenko's right there. Gladvik's right there as well. And Frank Ivankovic's one better. He stacks the pads and keeps the puck out of the net. Crow tries to tie it up along the boards. Dawson yelling for him to move it.
And he does.
And he finally will. Crow to Stevens. Instant respect for Scott Stevens as the defense backs right up away from him and gives him a little ice room. Kormakov. His pass would have been a two-liner, so the Russians neglected to touch it. Here's Gladvik with it. He has Bassett. Bassett with a shot right through Joe Dart's legs. Would have been tough to stop if it was on net. Ivankovic loves this one. Pushing and shoving going on with BJ Pye. And Bozarenko. And things will be cooled off. 5:54 left to go. You're getting one heck of a hockey game here again. Gerasimov looking up to the ceiling behind the play and shaking his head.
Lots of Newmarket fans there behind his cage in the background with Newmarket 87's Go 87's Go signs. Just to remind him every time he turns around what arena he's in.
Here's a chance now for Tayanov with a shot right on, and Frank Ivankovic ties it all up, and the fans are happy about this one. Now, what this really does as well with the 87's, if they can hang on for the victory or put some goals ahead of themselves as well, is this will help to set the fans up for the big Junior A tournament, the showcase tournament that'll be running all this week. If you're watching this, it's likely on right now, the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. All the teams from the Junior A loop will be in it this year, and it always proves to be one heck of a tournament as Bob Whiting streaks away down the side of the rink, cutting in front now right across Gerasimov as well, and he's a little shaken up, but he gets to his feet. McDonald, as the 87's are taking it too. The Russians here, they're playing very tentative. Hamilton trying to keep it in. He's fighting with Casandapulo. Aaron McDonald's in there as well, and the Russians finally come away with it. They get it ahead to Badyukov, but he can't keep it on his stick. It bounces off his skates and tries to get it back again, and pretty much the same thing happens to him right off his skates. Badyukov finally gets the puck to sit on his stick, and he walks right in. Tries to get by Hamilton. He can't. He regroups. Tries to center it. Great defensive play there at the blue line to kick it back in. And here's a chance for Badyukov. Centering it across. Kovacic is down, but he saves it. The Russians can't believe it. Truselu had the chance of the evening, and Kovacic robs him again.
As you said, the key part of that play there was the defenseman keeping the puck in, using his skate a la soccer to kick the puck in. We're going to have a replay here, Adam, I do believe. And here you see the Russian player going through his backhand, trying to raise it up, and that mitt the size of Toledo's out there, scooped it up, tucked it underneath his pads, and just backing out of your screen behind Dawson was the Russian player thought he had it in the net. Dawson went to the back of the net, shaking his head, pointing to the face-off circle. Man in front wide open.
Good job here by the Russians to keep things all tied up and try and win possession of this puck, but they finally can't. Blair Sherritt races to the puck as Jeff Hutchins was hauled down, centering for McDonald, but he couldn't get his stick on it as Penarovsky was there. He picks up the puck now and gets it out of his own player's skates. McDonald just puts a skate on the puck and stops it at center ice. Bernikov, Ruslan Bernikov, the leading scorer for the Russians, being silent all night here, wearing 68. Some pushing with Joel Tarbit. Provodin, he's on the ice as well. He has two. Here's Scott Stevens picking up the puck amongst four Russians. Dolny chips it in for Stevens. He hits the deck. Stevens and Kalle Moulin fighting for the puck. Radvadkin is there as well. He's hauled down by Kevin Crow, still with the puck. Crow trying to get it to Stevens. It's tied up in his skates. And Radvadkin picks it up for the Russians and gets it ahead to Ruslan Bernikov. Bernikov still with it. Puts on the rink, centering it. Ivan Kovac gets his pad and his stick on it and steers it wide. Scott Stevens upended at the blue line, no call. And Kevin Crow will bring it in for the Newmarket 87's. Crow to Dolny, who's all tied up by Radvadkin. And now back the other way. This is Penarovsky with it. trying to make a move on Whiting. Ivan Kovic way out of his net, just drops down to his knees. Here's a chance for Gladvik with a shot. It hits his own player, who was knocked to the ice by number 18, Bobby Whiting. There's a chance again. Big save by Ivan Kovic.
Can you believe it, Adam?
What a save by Ivan Kovic again. As he is keeping the Newmarket 87's ahead now, 7-6 with 3:03 remaining.
Alexander Penikarovsky, number 5, as he was getting dumped in front of the net, he took one right across the brain. All his own men winded up and taking a shot. Let's have a look here at the scrambling going on in the Newmarket zone.
We'll take a look at the replay. Here it is.
There's one shot as it goes up and over.
Great save by Ivan Kovic, and why
Premature whistle.
yeah, why he was waving that down is only in Newmarket fans' favor.
Sure he
For a
didn't want to do
change.
that.
Gladvik steps in the face-off circle with one of the league's best, Jeff Homa, and they'll get him to line up again. Homa wins a draw for the 87's, and Dart gets it ahead to Sherritt, who gets it ahead to McDonald, right back to Sherritt. Sherritt dumps it into the corner. The 87's content to dump and chase. McDonald with it now. McDonald centering it, it's lying there in front. Oh. Homa tried to get his stick on it, and so did Blair Sherritt, who took one heck of a hit. Now here's Gladvik. Gladvik looking to pass. He does to Bozarenko, who whips it way wide. Big chance for the Russians, and Bozarenko blows it and whiffs it wide. Kormakov. Cross ice to Vassin. Bozarenko with it again. Bozarenko with another chance, walking in, beats it, goes high, and lifts that one over the net. Russians able to keep it in. They whistle it down offside. And another big save from the big guy, Frank Ivan Kovic. 2:12 left to go. 7-6 is our score.
Ivan Kovic not just coming out to cut down the angle, he was cutting down the arena. He was out almost to the face-off circle. And there's a shot of Wes Jarvis, Adam on the bench, keeping his voice calm, cool, and collected. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
Putting on today's exhibition of expertise.
Do you remember that voice? It's not This Is Your Life. It's okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
He was the gentleman in the series between the Brampton Capitals and the... a high slash there from Hutchins, and they're going to get whistled for it are the Newmarket 87's. Badyukov alone out in front. It's all tied up in the skates. Was kicked in, and now...
He kicked it in.
Dawson is pointing that it counts. As I go off on a tangent, exactly what I hate with play-by-play broadcasters. We'll get to that story later as we sort out this mess, whether it was kicked in or not.
It looks like it's going to count.
Dawson's getting the numbers. It's 7-7 with 1:51 left to go. Interesting here is that they do go to a shootout format. If things are all tied up after an overtime period. We'll look at the replay here first.
Is it a full period? Oh, let's have a look at the replay here. Hey, you can see all the battling going on. The extra attacker is on the ice. The puck comes out. It gets kicked right there with the skate. And I can't see what happened after that. Jeff Hutchins and everyone else in the way there. Everybody racing right away to show that it was kicked in. Jeff Hutchins signaling and Ivan Kovic signaling that it was kicked in.
Badyukov gets credit for it, and he is the guy who kicked it towards the net to begin with. As the 87's.
Well, I wouldn't want to get in Kevin Crow's way right now.
We'll try and regroup here with just 1:45 remaining in the third and final period. With that goal, it looks like we're heading to overtime, but don't count the 87's down and out just yet. Rustin Dolny for Kevin Crow with a shot. It's tied up as Scott Stevens and everybody's all in the crease area.
Kevin Crow getting physical.
Lots of pushing and shoving going on here. And we'll see what Dawson will do with this one. We'll see just exactly who is giving him a ride home tonight. And it appears he won't make any calls here with the game on the line. 1:33 remaining. This is a big 1 minute and 33 seconds left to go. Face-off will come outside for the Newmarket 87's. And if all else fails here, we'll be going to the extra period.
Man.
This could bring back also nightmares. I'm not even going to mention last year's game. We'll take a look at the replay here.
And here we go. Here's everything breaking loose. Here's Kevin Crowe coming down. He takes the shot. The puck is just dangling there in between skate and stick. And number two, taking exception to Scott Stevens with an extra effort, dumps him. Kevin Crowe takes exception to that and comes right into things and starts mixing it up. Russ Doley shoveling in there. That's pretty much all that happened.
Back to live action here. The 87's pressing. It's Kevin Crowe who's had a whale of a game as well. He's been in a lot of the action for the 87's, not necessarily putting the points on the board, but doing whatever's necessary to spring the 87's. Rustin Dolny, the captain for the 87's, all tied up. And now here's Bozarenko on Matt Didiana. He walks in, last minute to play. What a save by Ivan Kovic! With 1 minute left to go, Bozarenko, dangerous player from last year, goes right by Matt Didiana. That could have spelled disaster for the 87's.
It sure could have, but Ivan Kovic, cool and under pressure all the time. I get the role of Kevin Crowe as one of those guys who's running, blocking for somebody like Scott Stevens, not the biggest player in the world. Now, I believe we got a replay here, Adam, of Dynamo player cutting across the crease, trying to go to his backhand, and the puck just comes right into Ivan Kovic's gloves, covers up there easily. Scott Stevens coming in to make sure everything's cool.
55 seconds remaining in this third period. The 87's and the Russian Dynamo deadlocked at 7. The shot clock lopsided in favor of the Russians, 43-29. That's happened almost quietly, really, as the 87's have been in control. Here's a chance, it's right on, and Ivan Kovic sees all of that one as Perchikov is the lucky recipient of the draw won by the Russian squad.
Yeah, Alexander Perchikov wasting no time letting that one fly, but he shot it right at the goaltender, hoping perhaps for a screen or a deflection in front of the net.
Gladlik steps in. Bozarenko's on the ice as well. That line is played well for the Russians. Blair Sherritt knocks down a high pass and walks right in. Trying to center it, can't get much on it. And now the Russians have a chance. Vassin with it in his skates. Tries to get it to Gladlik. He can't, and Blair Sherritt is there with 30 seconds remaining in this third period, tied 7-7. Kormakov to Gladlik. Dangerously wheeling around in his own zone. Now Dart picks it up. Looking to move the puck ahead. He will for Jeff Homa. Jeff Homa sees Bob Whiting. Whiting with a chance. He elects not to shoot with Kursamov down and out. Here's Whiting again. Still with the play. Trying to center it in front. And that'll do it. Bob Whiting had a chance, but it was on his backhand and a bobbly puck.
5 minutes, 7-3 overtime period. We'll
take a break here as they get 2 minutes to rest. Both sides will come back with the 5-minute sudden death overtime period. You're watching the 87 Dynamo Juniors. You're watching it right here on Rogers Community 10, right from the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. And this will be an interesting turn of events here after the 5-minute sudden death overtime period. If there's no score, you'll see international rules and a shootout. Here's a break for Scotty Stevens. All alone, walking right in. Oh, what a save by Gerasimov. Scotty Stevens gives us an early preview of the shootout. Pass it for Glavik. Things are whistled down offside, and that would have been one heck of an ending. Gerasimov touching his shoulder there. It might have been a little, might be stinging a little. We'll take a look at this replay.
Man, Scott Stevens was all alone. There he is, Adam. Streaking in. You see he had the puck miles before the blue line here. He's all alone. Crowe trailing the play. I think Crowe was second, hoping to get a hot rebound if he could have. He elects to go high where all the goals have been going in, and you can see he just got a piece of that, did the Moscow goaltender, and it just went wide of the cage. Man, the crowd yelled louder than I did.
Could barely hear ourselves here as the crowd is into this hockey game. Everybody sticking around. for this international action, Canada versus Russia. Anytime you step on the ice, the 87's moniker can go right out the window.
Oh, yeah.
This is Russia versus Canada. 4:31 left to go in the sudden victory period. 7-7 still the score. The 87's and the Russians both pressing here. Freewheeling hockey, looking to win this one.
Yeah, long passes is what I'm looking for here. It's going to be the breakaway central.
What a chance for Scott Stevens. What a bigger save by Yuri Gerasimov to keep his Russians in it. Another two-line pass by the 87's as they're looking for those long Russian-type passes like you just alluded to.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And with under 40 seconds gone here, we've had some heart-stopping excitement, man.
What a breakaway for Scotty Stevens. That would have brought this crowd to near hysteria. Shot of the young fans of the Go 87's Go signs. They're hoping their hometown team will put this one away. Depending on where you stand with the shootout idea. Blair Sherritt couldn't get that pass. It got knocked up in his skates. Ruslan Bernikoff bumps Tarvit along the boards and comes up with the puck, but Blair Sherritt is there to try and tip it ahead past Callie Moulin. He can't do it. Blair Sherritt and Callie Moulin still all tied up. Finally, it's whistled down. Callie Moulin grabs Blair Sherritt. A waste of energy as both number twos will go to the box here. Dawson will not hand out any unopposite penalties as Blair Sherritt is using his stick to agitate Radvikin or Revokin as well.
I'd say so. Yeah, he's checking to see if he's wearing a neck guard.
Looking for jewelry.
That's it.
Blair Sherritt and Callie Moulin will head to the box. Both clubs lose a big part of their offense with 3:56 left to go as Callie Moulin is the quarterback of the power play along with Alexei Kormakov, and Blair Sherritt, well, you don't need to say much about Blair Sherritt. The guy can put the puck through the smallest of openings and he's got great speed, much like a Scott Stevens type player.
Very low to the ground and very agile, and they can try all they want. They can't really knock the guy down easily, barring what they did over there, which was manhandle him to the ice.
Penalties to Russian number 2, Amir Kaligula. Dinamo number 2, Blair Sherritt. Each 2 minutes for roughing.
So McNamara takes the face-off here, and Darren Roach wheels around in his own zone. He's got all kinds of time, and he'll decide to carry it right out. Hutchins trying to lock up with number 27, Badyukov, who has 2 goals in this game as well, the last one being a controversial marker. Was it kicked in? Here's Badyukov, right by Roach. Top shelf, and he beats Ivan Kovic. The game is over. A hat trick for Badyukov, and the Russians come from behind in the third period, tie it up, and then walk away with the game. 8-7, surrounded by controversy as Badyukov was kicked in to tie it at 7, but it counted either way you look at it, and that's the end of the game. We'll take a look at the final goal here that got by Frank Ivan Kovic.
And here you see number 27, he beats the D. He comes across and just manages, instead of going to his trying to cut across the crease like they've been doing to Ivan Kovic all night, he just elects to shoot high and just managed to beat one of the very few goals on Ivan Kovic, actually, of this game.
Great speed showed by number 27, Alexei Badyukov. The fans give both players a round of applause. A spirited hockey game here between Russia and Canada. And it was very, very entertaining, to say the least. You definitely got your $7 worth here. We're waiting to go down to ice level to Bob Pronick. He's going to line up somebody for some post-game comments. But while we do that, we'll run over some of the scorers here. And that was the big play, or the big player for the Russians was definitely Alexei Badyukov with 3 markers, including the game winner in overtime. On the other, the flip side of the coin, definitely Jeff Hutchins. What a game he played today.
Man, I was inspired the way he came out there and put in 1. I thought that'll feel good for him, you know, it'll make him feel better. And then 2, and then a 3rd. Man, that's all he can hope to do.
Whereas I believe we're going to go ice level with Jeff Hutchins, which which will be a treat as well. As Jeff Hutchins played one heck of a game.
Sure did.
And under the circumstances, as we alluded to in the opening of the show, that definitely was a big cross for him to bear. And he came up and played one heck of a hockey game. Hats off to Jeff Hutchins.
Yes, indeed. Very talented hockey player.